out the signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California won the big game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vane, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech Football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark, Big dog sports talk, lighten up the dark.
You try to lead, when you're around Selma Hayek. How's everybody doing? Hit us up on the McClellan Chiropractic chat room and on the BDST Professional Door text line. Will Stewart from Tech Sideline. Mike Ashley's got an open mic. And Jen the Gamecock Girl, our last weekend of picks. I think we go into the last weekend, and she says I'm down by 1. Good morning, Opal. No. I see hearts and snow, Opal. Good morning, Paul. How you doing, brother? I'll say this. I've had nothing but positive comments about this song, and I think it's starting to grow on me a little bit. Yeah. We do have snow, and it's still coming down, not hard, but it's still enough to where if you went out and you tried to clear, which I wanted to do, I wanted to get up and get some energy going. But it's one of those things, if you start to do it, then it keeps falling. You're like, oh, look, I just did that. I can see where the surface is warming up because it's almost 32 already, and it's nice to see it coming up from the carport. From the Miami and Pittsburgh cities to Creed dreaming up the ACC championship rules. We know in Palm Coast that Big Cat Creed decided that the Duke Blue deserved a shot to disturb the ACC cat litter. By the way, Morris, thank you. I got your message. Thanks for the post. Trying to get folks from your area, your home area, more intertwined with our products here. There you go. All right. Be safe. All schools are closed. I know Radford University is delayed until 10. I haven't seen the announcement. I guess Tech is as well. I know as soon as we're done here, a little later, I'm going to get out and start the removing process. But it's here, and it was inevitable. Hey, Greensboro, North Carolina, really? Hey, Lynn, how are you? Welcome to chat, man. Spread the word. Get peeps to subscribe. It's free. Getting close to 750. Yeah, Billy Napier is now James Madison's coach. Now, this is something that, now that full disclosure can be made, I've kind of known this for about the last week, but I will never betray trusts. And I trust Matt Roan. I know a lot of people are kind of scratching their head a little bit on the surface after what happened at Florida with Napier. But my answer to that is it's Billy Napier coming here because he wants to be in Harrisonburg and because Florida is just one of those toxic places. I hope John Sumrall figures it out. But I know, look, Matt Roan did a very thorough search. He's been working on this a while. See, folks, this stuff happens and we don't hear about it. And for instance, Chesney to UCLA was really kind of an afterthought a month ago. They've just been working toward getting some kind of agreement and so forth. Oh, yeah, we get 1,000 subscribers. We're going to have a massive party. Massive, massive party. Absolutely. But I think, Tater is he's a Matt Roan. It's his nickname. Everybody from Pulaski County in Dublin knows. He's a football AD. He knows what a football coach is supposed to look like. And I believe that he hired the guy that he felt the best about. I know there were some other candidates. I'm not going to get into the search. But, yeah, so Billy Napier is now the new head coach at JMU. I think with the buyout money, he's not going to have nearly as much salary demands. I think he wants money to go to assistants and for a recruiting budget, NIL budget, whatever that looks like at JMU. But I'm excited for Matt. I know he's excited. It's his first football hire at JMU. He and Chesney came in together when Jeff Bourne was leaving. So they were there walking in the door, shaking hands. Hey, how are you? This is my first day too. And now he's got his coach. So I hope it works out. That's one of the things I was told. Napier is a very down-to-earth, very genuinely nice fellow. He's a very humble guy. So you know what? Let's see how it works out. And I trust Matty. I know he's very, very good at what he does. Very, very good at what he does. So that's the big news. And it's come full circle, hasn't it? Chesney out, Napier in, and JMU playing for, they're probably going to be on the outside looking in, depending on what happens in the ACC game. But we'll see. And that's right, Paul. He did. And that's where he built his reputation. That's exactly right. And you know what? Here's something that I think, and we're going to have Matt on, I believe, next week. Here's something that I think impressed him. A lot of these coaches are holding their school hostage just because of the buyout, right? Napier got out or was told he was going to be fired. He didn't hear any noise. He thanked everyone involved. Admitted that he probably a little more time. He felt like he could have fixed what was going on down there, but he understands. You didn't hear him going after anybody. And he quietly started to look around a little bit and got involved with JMU and things built up, and here we are. So I think it's a good follow-up to the Chesney years. And I think Napier is going to do a good job. I think he's going to recruit. He is a bit of a name. I think that school's starting to get to the point it's going to recruit itself. And the one thing I know too, and Matt Roan kind of disclosed this the last time he was on the program. Yeah, he did, Paul. He did. He won the game. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Somebody can fact check me. I think it was Mississippi State. Yeah, he did. He won. He had a good moment with the team. When they did catch him walking off, I believe he had been told, I think later on, and again, this is just me going off memory. I believe we found out he was told before the game that was going to be his last game. So he kind of had one of those moments like James Franklin when he realized his last game was the loss to Northwestern. Franklin had not been told yet that he was going to be fired, but they showed Napier out there on the field, and he was waving to the student section, and the band greeted all the players, and just kind of did a slow walk with his hands in his pockets, you know. But Matt said something the last time he was on the show, and this is why whenever he decides his work is done at James Madison, he's going to be a superstar Power 4 athletic director. He said, you know, we've had success here, and now it's assumed that James Madison's going to be good. But we can't allow ourselves to fall into that thinking. Everybody has to be kept aware, motivated. Where we are now is awesome. It's not where we want to be. We have to be better. And I believe this is the kind of hire that will help people around Harrisonburg remember that they need to stay on their P's and Q's. I don't think that's a guy that's going to come in and just be happy with being at a place that's had success. They're going to want to take it now to a different space. So for me, if Matty is happy about it, and I know that he is, then that makes me happy. And I think he's going to do a good job down there in Harrisonburg. I really do. Oh boy, a new phone update. Have y'all done this thing? Hot dog. And I love it when 25 different things show up on your phone that you don't want. Can we just leave it all alone, please? I don't need new apps showing up on my phone for no reason. Oh, my Lord. But anyway, we'll get your thoughts on that. Yeah, he beat the crap out of Texas. That's what's going to knock Texas out of any playoff conversation. That's right. You were there, Morris. Yeah, he didn't lose his mind. Yeah, now can't. It's exactly right. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. And we'll have Matt on to talk about the whole thing. He'll tell us about the whole journey with Bob Chesney. It's going to be really, really enlightening. And it's going to take us all inside how this stuff really works, how stuff is portrayed, the dreaded media, especially the access media, and the way things are misrepresented to push an agenda for clicks and engagements. We're going to find out how all this works. So good hire, I believe, on the surface, and good luck to everybody involved down there. And I'm going to remind Matt, I say, hey, I hope part of his contract was that he has to be a regular here on BDST, because I don't think we're going to be getting the new Virginia Tech coach anytime soon. But anyway. Speaking of coaches, what is this? Somebody sent me. Santa hat. That's nice. Thank you. I don't know how y'all do that with your photoshopping. Yeah. Today, Paul, wouldn't you? Where are the coaching hires? Andy Bitter thought it'd be yesterday, right? And he kind of had some info, I think, that kind of led him to believe that. We'll ask Will about that. I thought it would be yesterday. Thought we would, around midday, start to hear. I don't believe that well, who knows? Could be some hold up with numbers and budget. I don't know. We're not going to get any info. This is going to be one of those regimes under James Franklin where you're not going to get any information about much. It's going to be a lot like Justin Fuente when he was here. Joseph says next step that JMU needs to make is joining the ACC. Well, if there's any ACC left after the next big expansion push, there are going to be lots of openings. Lots of openings. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I hope the title games are good. I hope they're engaging. This is rare for me. We have a basketball game on Sunday at home down at RU. And by the way, kudos to the two women's teams here locally. Tech got a win last night against Florida in the women's ACC SEC Challenge. I know David Mabry, I hope you had a good time. You won the tickets from Louise Baker. So that was a nice win for Megan Duffy. Real nice win. And Radford women last night beat a really good Navy team. I think came into the game 9-2, double overtime. Joy Williams had 36. She hit a 3 at the end of the first overtime to send it. No, I don't want to start finishing up, setting up my phone, leave my stuff alone. I don't need that. Just stop. Why do you have to change things? Don't need it. I'm going to hate this already. New apps, new. Yeah, I did, Paul. I did see that. College playoffs. I mean, it's a clown show. Joseph, we'll see what happens with your Irish. Don't know what might happen, but we'll see. We'll see. And what's going to happen with, Miami? I don't know. Could the ACC be left out completely? I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, we heard David Teal talk about, and this is why you have to realize this. This is why I proposed the question. By the way, speaking of questions, our attorney Ryan Pry, BDST fan question of the week, and almost 65% of all of you, as I'm looking at it here, 65% think that Duke will beat Virginia tomorrow night in Charlotte. Morning, Rodney. What's up, man? So there you go. You have spoken. And I don't know how many of you really think that or you just want that to be the case. But David Teal was very pointed. Look, you already had one of the best teams that's ever completed a season in the ACC in the last 5 to 7 years get completely left out in Florida State. And the lame excuse, hey, they lost their quarterback, therefore they can't participate in the last year of the 4 teams. And now you're going to say that your conference is not represented. I don't think you recovered from that. They still haven't recovered from the Florida State thing. It's brought up every time they talk about the playoff. And all of a sudden, if your league gets left out, it's going to hurt recruiting all the way around. If you don't think it will, well, I know money talks, but guys also want to be out there in leagues that they deem as mattering. Yeah, I mean, that's why I know. I get it, Tech fan. I know, but you need UVA to win to get in the playoff. Yeah, I am wearing red today. This is my jump in as soon as the show's over, get out, start the truck, and then start the cleaning process and get to shoveling. This is the get to shoveling hoodie. Got the thermal jacket over there. We got the gloves over here. We got the beanie. By the way, didn't beanies used to be called toboggans? Remember that? Am I wrong about that? I said toboggan to somebody, and they were like, one of the younger people at Radford in our athletic department, they went, what do you mean, a sled? No. Black sweatshirt hoodie for special occasions. No go snow, Wayne. Yeah, there you go. So toboggan's right. Does ACC have any ass left like Beverly Hills Cop and Eddie Murphy? Not now, Axel. Not now. You go home. He was great, by the way. Low key. The police chief in the original Beverly Hills Cop, I think he's passed away. He was terrific. You absolutely good call, Paul. Really good call. Jumping on Axel for every little thing that he did. I liked him a lot better than Bogomil. I didn't mind Bogomil out there in Hollywood when they got out there. But man, he was good. He was good. I have my old Broncos one somewhere. It's one of those things I can't find. And by the way, I'm disappointed. Last night, I took the time. I told you about the old Metro sign that I have. I couldn't find it, and I just hope I just didn't get left somewhere in my mom's house, and now it's probably gone forever. Toboggans and painter pants. So I'm correct. Thank you. I'm maybe old, but I remember toboggans. Thank you. Joseph says, yeah, he was a real police chief. Axel, I wish you could repeat that. I wish you could go into it. Man, he was good. That's a good movie. And you know what I didn't hate? When they did the most recent one a couple years ago, I thought it was just fine. It was fun. The one that was on like Netflix or whatever it was on, that was pretty good. And now Taggart's passed away. He passed away shortly after that. Get to see Taggart one more time. Well, you remember that? That was good. That was okay, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be an award-winning movie, but it was fine. Yeah, they're gloves, Wayne. Yeah, they're not mittens or muffs. They're gloves. Yeah, I don't think I've ever said, hey, I'm going to put my mittens on and go out and shovel for a couple hours. We are. Don't live in denial. We are old, tacky, yet refined. By the way, speaking of old and tacky, I'm just kidding, Coach. Steve Ragsdale, Marty Smith, December 16th for their monthly tour around BDST. December 16th. Call the neighbors, wake the kids. Marty and Rags back on the 16th. Joseph, in the past, the committee says if teams will play big out-of-conference games first of year and lose, not going to hold it against them that much. Yeah, I tell you what, who knows what? It changes every week. Look, everybody, you can speculate all you want, but ESPN's controlling all this, and a lot of it has to do with ratings and sponsorships. Greg Sankey, his whole thing is to get as many of those teams that they can in the playoff. The whole thing it's so lame. What's not lame is the Ready Set Fund, ReadySetFund.com with Bob Christ, BobChrist11@gmail.com. They send out text messages, and you can raise money quickly for your team. Anybody who's needing some money to help buy uniforms or equipment, let them help you. If you have a garage door that's not working, you want a new one, well, don't hesitate to call Travis Williams at Professional Door Incorporated right up beside right across from New River Community College. 38 years in business. They're the best. As is Larry Ramsey. Everybody at National Bank, member FDIC, the official banking partner of BDST. They've been in my bank for 35 years. Pretty particular. The attorney Ryan Pry. Duke won the poll this week. Your question, 701 West Main Street in Radford. Trust and estate planning is what he specializes in, and we'll have another question next week. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. You better give them a call. Days like this, it's snowing. They'll go through your house. They don't care. They'll come right there in the weather, get your stuff checked out. Snow doesn't stop anybody at Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment, the presenting sponsor of this program. Jonathan Sweet and Tim Miller next week. The guests start running through here from that area, and we're very excited. Now part of the drag circuit. Track is exploding already. The events that have been signed, I'm telling you, money and economy and everybody pulling together, outstanding. These guys are unbelievable. Mark Hundley's unbelievable. McClellan Chiropractic. Go get your back popped today, your legs, your arms, whatever you might need, your neck. I'm going over there this month. We're going to film it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be screaming. And Family Fencing with Jason Green and company. Today wouldn't put them aside. They don't care, right? Wintertime snow, if you had them scheduled to come deal with your yard and your fence, they would be there. 540-200-8294, familyfencingnrb.com. Jason's went out and refereed games in worse weather than this. You think he's going to let that stop him from putting your fence up or getting your yard ready? Come on. Thanks to the NRB Super Bowl, 540-382-5525. Go check out all the new things they've done. It's unbelievable. I think that's where we're going to have our bash. And Lawson's Mobile Home Supply since 1997. Go see James. Give him a call, 540-381-8011, North Franklin Street, 300 North Franklin Street in Christiansburg. Thanks to Top Shelf Apparel. Brandon? And what else? What else? Oh, thanks to Montgomery County, Steve Bufato and the Chamber of Commerce. Check out all the great things that they're doing. No, I'm not going to. Look, I'm not going to get involved in your not going to get involved in the muffin conversation that's going on. Have at it. I don't think this is sleigh riding snow. The good news is, as I peruse out my shaded open door, I don't have to worry about shutting the shade now with the sun. I can see the underneath surface is starting to change color. And if that's starting to change color, that means the ground is warmer than maybe I even thought. And that means the snow, although I can't tell now because it's dark, is subsiding just enough. So I don't think this is going to be a sleigh riding snow. There's a couple inches out there here, probably 2, maybe 3 inches. Morris says he would try and get a bandana wagon in Giles to sign up. Get these Spartans. Yeah, they need to join. Subscribe to the channel. Please like and subscribe. Did you know I checked the other day? We have like 18 international subscribers. And some of them have popped up here. And then I go back and you can see who watches the show. They're watching the show later. That's pretty cool. And all that happened after we got the extra stream added by YouTube. Because we're kicking all the metrics ass. That's why. Big news late last night, by the way. Big Ten guy who's not been wrong one time. He's like, Big Ten guy. I've known him a long time. He'll be revealed at some point, but right now he's just Big Ten guy. He watches the show and makes fun of me because I call him Big Ten guy. He's in the upper administration at a prominent Big Ten school. When he told me about Chesney and UCLA, shortly after UCLA fired Deshaun Foster, I was like, you don't know anything. You're just making that up. Well, last night he had a call and said, hey, I just got 2 words, and it said Matt Campbell. And I went, the Iowa State coach, right? He said, yes. And I went, okay, what about him? He went, Penn State. It's close. Really? Okay. That would be a nice recovery for the Nittany Lions. So then, as I'm going through X, I start seeing, like he tells me an hour later, it starts showing up everywhere. I'm like, dude, you're unbelievable. You're unbelievable. And apparently it's very, very close. We'll see. We all think your insider is Balboa Creed. You can reveal now. What's great about him, besides him just being him and his story, is that I don't want to discredit the feline feces, but he's got a lot of a dog mentality because he lets you know when he's not happy with things. Like he hates the stuff. He's tried to go out in it. They hate it. They can't stand it. Or he can't stand it. And he gets this look on his face because he wants to run around. He wants to hunt. It's cold. He's been trying to fight the cold, but now he's like, he came in, he's got snow on his feet. And he's looking at me like, man, I hate this. I hate this just like you. So now he's sitting here at the door. I wish I could turn everything around. He's just sitting out there looking outside, like he's laying flat with his arms out, like I'm going to figure this out before too long here. The notification bells that BDST is starting are my alarm clock. They need a sponsor, really. Thanks, thanks TLB. Oh, I hate the new update on the phone. Oh, my Lord. All right. Okay, I'm getting people asking me in chat about, the Cowboys got eliminated last night, right? Basically. Here are your point spreads. People are asking me in chat. I meant to do this. I had a bunch of texts last night. Here are all the championship game point spreads. Wonder if I can have championship point spread music. Here we go. Let's take a look at all the point spreads coming up for all the championship games tonight and tomorrow. In the Sun Belt, James Madison, 23.5 point favorites over Troy at JMU. I know what I'm watching tonight at 7. 8 o'clock on ABC, North Texas and Tulane. That's the American Conference Championship. North Texas, 2.5 point favorites. Now, that game is pretty big for ACC, right? You want North Texas to win. Get Tulane out of there. Yeah, let's just don't let anything just kind of fall into your psyche. Let's everybody just kind of relax. Don't let life get you down. That's right, Paul. Welcome to Easy 94.7, where we think, why not just take things on the chill side of life? Tomorrow at noon. Oh, did I lose it? Oh. Is that it for feeding the ducks? Let's try this one. Wait, this is called Loffy. Selma, what do you think? Huh? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. BYU, Texas Tech. Is that still the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship? Texas Tech, 12.5 point favorites. Take care of the Mormons. SEC title game at 4 o'clock. You ever wondered why the SEC title game's not at night? Georgia and Alabama, 4 o'clock on ABC. Georgia, 2.5 point favorites. Indiana, Ohio State, Big Ten championship. Kurt Signetti going for a Big Ten title for Indiana in year 2. Ohio State, 4 point favorites. That's it. And then the ACC championship game. And, well, you know what? All of you who picked Duke, Virginia only 4 point favorites tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So there you go. And Jen and I will pick all those games. She claims that I'm 1 game down. Probably shouldn't be trusting her with all the numbers, to be honest. That's right, Wade. Yes. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that there and let you know you're right. I don't know. Yeah, Prometheus. Where are you, Prometheus? Come on, man. All right. There we go. All right. Sorry. I was enjoying that. We used to have Delilah. Now Rick Sexy in the morning. I've been a DJ before. That was back on a country station. Rick Allen on Q102. Country Afternoons with Rick Allen on Q102. 102.3 FM. Coming up in this latest Power Hour, Martina McBride, Diamond Rio, the brand new one by Tracy Lawrence. At least the mood music's not Cotton Eye Joe. Yes. I'd get in trouble. You know, you don't want to violate any copyrights. Yeah, so that was the one thing I got in trouble with because at that time I was doing the afternoon country show. Achy Breaky Heart was number one. And to this day, I absolutely despise that song. And I never would play it. I would have an all request final hour, and inevitably, usually from the female listeners, oh my goodness, it was Achy Breaky Heart. Yeah, that was me, Rodney. Don't tell me you remember me on Q102. Really, Rodney? You remember that? Wow, somebody remembers the country show? Sorry. That was a fun time. It's when I was doing Bobcats football and basketball. Traveling around with Rick Cormany and company. Wow. Hey, there's my one listener. Thanks, Rodney. Going to Rocky Gap High School, sitting in the stands, broadcasting the game with a cell phone kit when they first came out, and they were about this big. Coach Cormany didn't have anybody really. He didn't have any talent. Turned a bunch of ragtag football players, and they were pretty competitive every night. Go to Bland, Fort Chiswell, sit in the corner next to the cheerleaders with a little table and broadcast the game. That's right. My mullet couldn't compete with Billy Ray's, and that was really, really troubling. Oh, yeah. How about trouble? Hey, I'm a big Travis Tritt guy. I met Travis Tritt back in the day. Yeah, big Travis Tritt guy. That's a good song. That's a good song. Travis Tritt's a good dude. Have you seen Travis Tritt's wife, by the way? Google it. Right now, everybody Google Travis Tritt's wife. Just do it. And then I want your response in chat. Oh, yeah, Tim McGraw, Indian Outlaw was big. They did, so certain artists, I want to say maybe it was Arista Records. I don't remember which record company it was, but they were touring around a lot of young stars at that time. And so at the Dublin Fair, they were part of the tour. So you had, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them. You had Toby Keith, Alison Krauss, Tracy Lawrence, Diamond Rio. Oh, man, there were quite a few. Some I won't be able to remember. There you go. Opal's already checked her out. Yeah. Just Google Travis Tritt's wife. And a young lady who was getting her career started, who was named, by the way, Shania Twain. Shania. We went up, did the show up there live, and interviewed them all. And, of course, later she hit it big and was Shania Twain. She changed the pronunciation of her name by the request of her record label. Remember that? Morris says, why would you do that? After you push Selma at our face, then double down with Travis Tritt's wife. You know how to hurt a man early. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They were at some event together, and I was like, that's his wife? Yeah. Yeah. No, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. And then later on, he was up there with Marty Stewart. Remember Marty Stewart and Travis Tritt? That was good stuff. And they came on the show. Great. Just great dudes. However you see Travis Tritt is exactly the way he is. But we interviewed all of them. They would come on, do their bit, and then they had whoever was performing that night. It was awesome. It was a fun week up at the Dublin Fairgrounds. We had our tent set up and we broadcast. Allison Krauss, she was just starting to turn the corner a little bit in bluegrass into country. She was really starting to make it. She was great. She came out of her trailer. She had one of those, the old Airstream. Remember the Airstream? I love the Airstreams. If I ever get one, I'm going to find me a vintage Airstream, hook it up to the back of the truck, and I'm just going to tour the world. But she came out in one of these big Airstream. And she came out, she had a house coat on. She had like curlers in her hair and slippers. She goes, "Is this okay?" She goes, "We're not on TV, are we?" I said, no, this is just radio. Well, I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to come out and do it like this. I said, absolutely. She was great. She was great. She was awesome. And this was, mid-90s, mid to later 90s, before they all just, got filthy popular and filthy rich. Toby Keith was a quiet guy, nice guy. God rest his soul. Had a very deep, man. I'll tell you what, he had a deep talking voice. We talked more about his football days at Oklahoma. Remember that? Toby Keith, by the way, was a decent football player. We talked about that. We talked about it was then the Big 12. I remember that. Sitting down talking to Toby Keith about Oklahoma football. Barry Switzer and Marcus Dupree. It's good stuff, man. That was good. Those are the days. Those were the days. No, I didn't wear boots. It's not true. Not that I have anything against them. I just didn't have a pair. Now look what they've done to the time on your phone now. Look. You can't see it because it's white. It's like really big. Just leave my phone alone. But if you don't update it, I've heard that starts, Apple controls it all. Just like anything that you say or do, it's watching you. If you don't update it, then your phone starts failing, by the way. So I've let it sit there for like 5 or 6 days, the update. And then now that I've done it, I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't want to set up Apple Pay. I want the little red indicator light notification thing to tell me just to go away. That's all I want. I don't want any of that. They got the richest stock right now and their phones are junk. I'm starting to believe that 100%. Too cool. Hey, here you go. Phil, Coach Omasian knows everything. Oh, I can't wait for Monday with Coach. Wait till he gives you his theory about the way this is going to turn out in college football. Mike Tominski with Allison Krauss and Union Station lived in Ferrum, Virginia. Okay, there you go. Look at Coach. Better off getting an Android. Yeah, you might be right. Come over to Samsung. Well, do y'all get those updates too? Do y'all have to do that? Get the latest Apple update. We're trying to fix bugs and anything that might be wrong with your phone. It's not that we're adding more detective software and more ways that people can find out everything you're doing. Nah. I'm getting there, Too Cool and Wayne. I'm getting there. Uh-oh. other weird problems. So you do have the updates. It's a conspiracy. By the way, this week between the two streams, we've been averaging anywhere from 600 to 700 views. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much for all that. Yes, it's all you. Hey, Rick, since you're playing stuff, play the Bigfoot sound. All right, here we go. Here we go. You imagine if you're out in the woods and you just got off the main path and you're in Bigfoot territory and you heard this? With every update, my phone's a little slower. I lose more privacy, 100%. And AI is taking over. The TLB, you nailed it. You nailed it. Man, oh man. No, it's not Creed. And it's actually, since we're all family here, it's actually not even a Bigfoot. It's a bear. That's a big grizzly bear. I couldn't find any good Bigfoot sounds. So this is a bear. But I call it my Bigfoot bear sound. That's how it's labeled. But I'll tell you one thing that's not deniable. Oh, my goodness. Matt Campbell, the new Penn State head coach?
Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was out of nowhere.
Yeah. No denying what that is. How about Lane Kiffin, by the way? He's losing recruits. He just lost a coordinator. So, in other words, he's not immediately being able to go down to Baton Rouge and have a lot of success. Interesting. Chewbacca, yeah, I think all that was based on Bigfoot. Maybe I'm making it up, but I don't think so. I believe at some point, before George Lucas went nuts, I'm pretty sure I saw an interview about Chewbacca, what he was based on, and I believe Bigfoot was part of the conversation. Pretty sure. Chaka from Land of the Lost, a juvenile Bigfoot. I think there's something to that as well. Yes. Yes. All schools are closed, right? Yeah. Somebody was asking me on chat. Don't know how to find that anymore, but yeah, all the schools are closed. Yeah, pretty sure. I don't keep up with it anymore. I don't get the updates because my kids are all not in school. This is the first time it hasn't affected me in 25 years. It's kind of a nice thing. Kind of a nice thing. Those are fun times back in the day on the country show. I can't believe you remember that, Rodney. Wow. That's pretty impressive, man. Sorry. It was fun, though. It was a lot of fun. I am getting a lot of, good. We got a new camera design. Oh, boy. Hot dog. What was wrong with the old one? Just leave it the hell alone. Best $6 million man episode. Oh, yeah. Andre the Giant is Bigfoot. By the way, if you find one of those figures, the Bigfoot $6 million man figure in the box, that thing's worth a lot of money. Yeah, it was. I mentioned it in the open, Wayne. It was. Big wins last night for both Tech and Radford. Tech women beat Florida. I watched some of that Florida game. They were dirty. They were taking shots at the Tech gals. Tech gals stayed very professional and just kind of smiled, and they knew they got into their grill a little bit. They did. They got into their grill. That's a big win for Coach Duffy. Get Megan on here soon. And Radford beat Navy in double overtime. Joy Williams she went for 36. And she hit this amazing three at the end of the first overtime to send it to double overtime, and then Radford dominated. That was a good Navy team. There was something like 9-2. And so big wins last night for both Tech and Radford women. Big wins. Very cool. Very, very cool. Will says, what have I wandered into? Bigfoot, Chewbacca? Yeah. Chat's going nuts. It's a Finally Friday edition. Bill Belichick was patterned after Bigfoot. Tebow says Matt Campbell to PSU equals good things for Tech. I tell you what, if that ends up happening today, and many people, including Big Ten guy, think it is, that's a pretty good recovery for them. He's done a lot with very little at Iowa State. And now he's going to have resources unlike he's ever had before. Right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, Florida was like 8-1, and I'm watching that game going, Tech's better. Tech's better than Florida. But yeah, they had some very shady fouls last night. Very, very shady fouls. Coach O'Mation just said Matt Campbell, great hire. Agreed. Remember, Tech fan, right after Brent Pry was relieved of his duties, how many of you were hitting me up in chat or on the text line? Matt Campbell, go get Matt Campbell. He wanted to be involved in the first search when Brent Pry was hired, didn't get that luxury. So don't be dissing Matt Campbell to Penn State. I bet you I had at least 20 or 30 people saying Matt Campbell should be the call. Matt, remember we talked about it. That'd be a nice recovery for them. Look, I've just tried to tell people it's Penn State. Y'all can, not y'all, but the media and everybody who's trying to pile on them and how they mismanage this, mismanage that. Here's two facts. One, there's nobody up there of any influence or about 95% of the fan base who would do it over again in terms of firing or keeping James Franklin. No, it's not done yet, but it seems to be getting closer and closer. Look for it today. You'll get updates on it today. I mean, he's been at Iowa State 8 years. Penn State needs a coach. They come calling. I mean, if you're ever going to take that jump, it's why I believe Bob Chesney did what he did. It's time to take that jump. And I know there's a couple big businesses down there, some big donors, but it's time. It's time. So I believe it'll happen. Now, can things break down? Can all of a sudden big people down there come up to him and say, hey, we're going to give you X amount of dollars? And he might say, okay, well, I'm not going to do it. I mean, you don't know. That's the way these things change. But here we go. They don't want James Franklin back. Despite all, they've been ridiculed. Man, the media's jumped on them. Penn State, oh, my God, they botched this. How are they going to survive? Oh, my Lord, it's one recruiting class. That's going to destroy them for 10 years. I've seen that crap everywhere. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? This is a program that survived the Jerry Sandusky almost self-imposed permanent death penalty. Right? Right? Crazy. Bill O'Brien, of all people, Bill O'Brien pulled them out of that. They had one down year. He had them back to, what, 8 wins the next year? It's Penn State. They're a blue blood. That's a good question, Tebow. If Campbell is indeed signed, and we won't say it until, the way this stuff is gone, does Terry Smith stay on, or does he look to go elsewhere as a head coach? Right? We'll see. We'll see. I don't know the answer to that. This has to happen first, and then we'll see how it plays out. Keeping him would seem to make a lot of sense. And for those that are going to say, okay, well, if they get Matt Campbell, they only sign 2 or 3 players. Do you not think that his own recruits might follow him for a chance to play in the Big Ten? Just like what we just witnessed, that everybody is lauding with James Franklin bringing all of his guys that he had committed. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But no, it's not done, Wayne. But when Big Ten guy sends me a text, I pay attention. Remember, it was his text early on, which is why on October the 20th, I said James Franklin would be the new head football coach in Blacksburg. I still have the receipts. I've reposted that twice on Facebook. That was back on October the 20th. And I had people ridicule, oh, my God. Rick, you're an idiot. James Franklin would never come to Virginia Tech. I mean, you go look at the comments on the Facebook page. What an amateur you are. Okay. Well, what the hell happened? And then he put him off for 3 weeks because he was checking other gigs. So other things started to maybe develop. But he got no play, and then he came back to the place that we said he was going to be. So we'll keep an eye on it today. I think Iowa State will make a big play to keep him, 100%. TLB says he has a 68 G.I. Joe, the series built before they cheapened. Is that the bigger ones? It had a pull string and said battle cries like, get that stretcher down here. Oh, man. I think Iowa State won. Didn't he average you're at Iowa State. Didn't he win didn't his average win 8 wins, 8 or 9 wins? Is that bad? In Iowa State, is that bad? In the big, in that league at Iowa State? Somebody look it up for me. Doesn't he average 8 or 9 wins a year? Would you take that in Blacksburg? Yeah, but you see, he's going to have a hell of a lot more going for him at Penn State than he has at Iowa State. You're immediately assuming that he's not going to have more success at a place with unlimited resources as opposed to Iowa State. They'd be like saying James Franklin's going to come to Blacksburg and not be able to change this horrible shadow that's following him that he can't win any games of any significance. Because if he couldn't do it at Penn State, how's he going to do it at Tech, right? That'd be the same line of thinking. You got to kind of think of it differently, right? Everybody's excited because James Franklin's going to come to a league that's perceived to be easier, right? And he's got resources now. So if you can't put away certain skeletons in the closet and then think, well, Matt Campbell, he's at Iowa State. I mean, a lot of cornfields and hayfields around Iowa State. Now you're going to a blue blood if that happens, right? So anyway, good stuff. Joining us now on the program to talk more about Bionic Bigfoot and other things is Will Stewart from Tech Sideline.
No, I'm not going to talk about that.
Fridays are fun.
I miss you being able to play music, but I know that if you play music, that
I know. I tried early on. Like I tried to sneak some in, like the first couple of weeks, and every time I got an email immediately. Oh, you're violating. I'm like, oh. It was 10 seconds. Yeah.
The software they use for that stuff is really good. I remember early on in the Tech Sideline podcast, we were streaming an episode one time and on YouTube, and we had a Duke and Virginia Tech basketball game playing on the television behind us. So it's only a subset of the whole screen.
Yeah.
And YouTube sniffed it out, and we got a copyright strike for a window that was on our entire screen.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's really, and this is before AI, which is really good at sniffing that stuff out. This was years ago.
Just because you had a TV on, a monitor on.
Yes. Yeah. We were previewing a upcoming Duke basketball game, so we were playing an old stream of Virginia Tech beating Duke, and that's what I picked up on.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, the music lasted 10 seconds, and then I got dinged immediately. Like, really? Yep. They didn't punish me, but I got a warning. I got a big warning immediately.
Well, you know what they do is if you use copyrighted material, then any ad revenue from your video goes to those people instead of you.
Correct.
So,
correct.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's why you can use all the ESPN highlights you want to in your YouTube show, because ESPN gets the revenue. They're not going to give you a hard time about it.
Yeah, they don't care. That's true. It's so weird, isn't it? That's the way that works, 100%. But all the record labels, oh, no, we got to get whatever. 23 cents, that's ours.
So Matt Campbell's won 72 games in 10 years at Iowa State, so 7 wins a year.
So 7 wins a year at Iowa State? Okay, all right.
And that
he was a hot name. He was a hot name when Brett Pry got fired. I'm just telling you,
He was a hot name back when Tech fired Justin Fuente. He was the hot rumor. This was funny. I was looking at a text exchange I had with somebody very well connected years ago, back in 2021. And I remember that there was a time period there. So remember back when Whit Babcock was looking to replace Justin Fuente, Whit was doing the search all by himself. So information was really hard to get.
That's right.
This time around, because it was a committee, information was really easy to get. There were multiple guys on that committee that were talking to people, that were talking to us. So we kind of knew what was going on the whole time this time around. But last time, that was not the case. And so Matt Campbell was the hot rumor for about 3 or 4 days. And I remember when Virginia Tech went to UVA and beat UVA on their field, and that was the whole J.C. Price smoking a cigar game.
Yeah.
I was down on the field after that game, and I bumped into Whit Babcock, and I looked at him and I said, "I'm going to say something. You don't need to respond." And he leaned over and I said in his ear, "You've been talking to Matt Campbell. You're going to hire Matt Campbell." And he just, I remember he looked at me and he went, and walked off. So I don't know how close that got. And it's funny because Campbell, we were told at the time, was asking for $8 million a year, which was, remember, they started Pry out at like $4 or $5 million. So $8 million a year for Virginia Tech at that point in time was unthinkable.
There were only a few coaches making that at the time, right? Think about it, it's only 4 or 5 years, 4 years ago. Think about now what they're making.
That's right. So to uproot him from Iowa State 4 years ago would have taken $8 million a year. Remember, Penn State was only paying Franklin about $8.5 million a year. So I think they're about to pay through the nose.
Yep.
10, 12 million for a guy who's a good coach. It's a good hire.
Yeah, 10 to 12 million, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If he ends up doing it. Yeah. But the thing about all this too, Will, we don't, like I said, we don't know. I'm always reminded, we don't know what the personal feelings are for these guys. For us, we look at money. Yeah. Why would you go there? Well, we don't know. Like Bob Chesney fell in love with the idea of UCLA. We're going to find out from Matt Roan next week. But that to me still makes no sense. I wanted him to get a job. What I feel like is a better opportunity. He deserves to be a Power 4 coach. It feels like that's a helpless situation, but maybe he's been promised some things that we don't know about, and he's going to be able to do some things. But we don't know guys' personal motivations. Sometimes it's not always about money.
Maybe he just wants to live in L.A.
That's right. It could be his wife, maybe his exactly. There are people like that, believe it or not.
So you remember Bill Roth left Virginia Tech and went to UCLA for a year and then came back.
Right.
And Bill, I talked to Bill 2 or 3 times about that, or he talked to me, and he's very careful to not give opinions on things. He just says things to you. Like I remember him saying several things to me. Number one was, they've won like 117 national championships in team sports. The place is just huge.
Yeah.
And I remember he was, this isn't really relevant to the conversation, but he was concerned about calling football for another team that he really historically hadn't followed. And he was worried about saying the wrong thing. Just one little thing on the air.
Yeah, out in LA. Yeah.
But another thing I remember him saying to me was he said, and this was after he'd been there for a year and come back. He said, you go to a UCLA football game and they look like an NFL team. It's all these amazing athletes. But when it's game time, they just don't play that well. He didn't phrase it that way. The point he was making was, it's just a little more laid back. Everybody looks good. It's all gloss and glitter, but there's no soul there. There's no grit. There's no, man, it's on. Let's play football. It's just like, hey, I look good in my uniform. Oh, Did we win or lose today? Whatever.
That's right. Did you see our cheerleaders at our dance squad? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. And I wonder if Chesney's going into. I don't think that's a good move, Rick. There are so many better options.
I know. I hope it works for him. I know he's worked his tail off at every level. He's been at the lowest level. He's worked and he's built them all, and he's continued JMU's success. And maybe he just looks at it as, you know what? I have paid my dues. I'm in my late 40s. Big Ten's call. I guarantee if they were still in the Pac-12, well, I can't say I guarantee. But my opinion is if they were still in the Pac-12, he'd have never considered them. But it's the whole Big Ten connection. I think that's what pulled the string for him. But I remember we were saying this a couple years ago about Kurt Signetti on the radio show. Indiana, they've had 3 winning seasons in 40 years.
Why are you going to Indiana? What are you doing?
Why? You're an idiot.
Jeez.
So who knows?
How interesting is that championship game going to be on Saturday?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Like number 1 and number 2.
But I want to watch the Duke game, Virginia game so badly. I hate that they're the same time. I wish they staggered that better. I really do. Yeah. What did you so so you got ACC and Big Ten at night. SEC is like 4:00 in the afternoon. Does the Big 12 have a championship game? Yeah, it's at noon. That's BYU Texas Tech game.
Yeah, I was going to guess BYU, and I never would have gotten Texas Tech.
Yeah,
I'm with you and Jen. It's like the whole Big 12 thing. It's like, what?
I know. I throw one in there. She's like, why did you do this? What's the 1-point spread? I don't know.
That's the funniest part of your pictures when you start throwing Big 12 games out, and she just gets this blank look on her face.
She goes, what are you doing? And then when I send them, and she'll send me, oh, boy, more Big 12. She'll send me text.
Oh, I get to pick another Cincinnati game.
Yeah. Baylor and Cincinnati. Thanks. Yeah.
So anyway,
coaches. We're going to find out about coaches. What are we doing?
Well, let's talk about Penn State and Matt Campbell a little bit more, because the whole thing about who is Penn State going to hire, it's all about recruiting, because Penn State comes into Virginia and they eat Virginia Tech's lunch. Historically under James Franklin, and actually historically before then.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about how Virginia and Virginia Tech used to dominate in-state recruiting, and then the SEC came in. Right. So Tech and UVA were really big in in-state recruiting up till about 2008 or so, and then it's become an SEC and Big Ten fest ever since then. Well, if you go further back than that, before Virginia Tech and UVA were relevant, Penn State was getting players out of the state of Virginia. I've long since forgotten the name of the guy, but there was one high school coach in Richmond in particular who sent all of his best players to Penn State. He wouldn't he wouldn't let them go to Tech or UVA. So when you talk about who Penn State is hiring, it's all about recruiting. Can Penn State continue to recruit well in the state of Virginia, or can James Franklin shut off that pipeline that he established? And the one criticism that will be of the Matt Campbell hire will be that he's entering not his natural recruiting territory. Matt Campbell doesn't recruit the Eastern Seaboard. So that will be interesting to watch. But in this day and age, dude, who cares? Just go get who you need from the portal, right?
That's right. And money. Yeah, the money is what they're going toward now. More than coaches, it's about the money. It just is.
Oh, so did you catch the guy Sieg? I can't remember Sieg's first name. It might be Matt.
Yeah.
Highly rated safety who decided to go to WVU.
Yeah, out of nowhere, right? It was like that wasn't even one of the finalists. Yeah.
That was hysterical. I'm not sure he had even visited them.
I don't think he had. I don't think
so. He was trending. He was trending towards Virginia Tech big time, and then West Virginia missed out on like 2 or 3 recruits. And we were told. So this was signing day. We were told that like the morning of signing day, it's like, oh, Sieg's going to West Virginia. West Virginia missed out on a bunch of recruits, so they're just taking that pot of money for those recruits and they're throwing it at him. So he's getting money for like 3 or 4 recruits. He's a really good player. He's the best player in their class.
Yeah.
And so he commits to WVU Live on CBS Sports. We pull it up, and they're like, "Hey, so why are you going there?" And he's like, the kid's trying to make stuff up right on the spot, and he can't just come out and say, "Well, they made me a really good offer. I'm from Pittsburgh. They're not too far from home, and they came in last second with really good money. Thanks Penn State, thanks Virginia Tech, but WVU, so WVU's got like I'm not making this up. They've got like 35 signees in their recruiting class, and this kid is far and away the best, and the rest of them are like 3 stars. So part of the discussion that occurred was Virginia Tech probably could have thrown money at him at the 11th hour to get him to come to Blacksburg. And this is one of the things that we hear that Brent Pry did not do well, is when you're paying kids NIL money, you can't overpay. It gets around the locker room. It's not good when
absolutely immediately. Yeah.
And so Virginia Tech could have probably paid more money for Sieg and gotten him, but that is not good for the chemistry of the team. It's not what James Franklin wanted to do. So he said, fine, go ahead and go to WVU. If you change your mind, we'll still be sitting here with a pot of money. We like transfers too.
That's right. And they're going to need that money for the portal, where he needs to find his quarterback. And that's going to be very interesting. That's why we want to find out about the coordinators. I want to see what the offense might look like. We're still waiting. It's got to be today, right? Don't you think?
Oh, I don't know about today. Like he's got a month, and Franklin said this himself in his signing day press conference. He said that it's been all about the recruiting class. Now it's going to be all about the coaching staff, and then when the portal opens on January 1st or 2nd, it's going to be all about the portal. So with the windows placed the way they are now, that works out pretty well. And he also talked about getting kids to sign with him when he had not announced who any of his coaches are going to be. And telling the kids, you got to trust me. I'll hire a coach that'll be good for you, and we'll help develop you and all that stuff. So,
well, that's where it comes into play about the money. Those guys lost all their money at Happy Valley, so they're going back to the coach who's going to pay them now to go to Blacksburg. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. The money part of the deal was locked down. So, when he says, trust me, and here's X number of dollars, it's easier to trust him when he's
okay. Sure, coach, whatever you say. Yeah.
But you notice he went heavy on the offensive line.
Very heavy.
Little heavy on the defensive line. And if you think about that, if you're going to home grow players, you want to grow the O-line in particular. It's not super hard to get defensive linemen out of the portal. It's hard to get good offensive linemen out of the portal because, I mean, you know how it works. Everybody recruits offensive linemen and they're 18-year-old fat boys, you know,
No.
and you don't know if they're going to develop or not. And
no, you don't. You don't.
And so everybody winds up having to go shopping for offensive linemen in the portal. And by then, the guys in the portal have proven that they're good college players. So, you know, you look at Virginia Tech lost Xavier Chaplin and Braylon Moore into the portal after 2024, just because LSU could pay more for him than Virginia Tech could, you know. And so anyway, back to the topic. He's loaded up on the offensive and defensive lines, and it's easy to get wide receivers, safeties, even running backs out of the portal, tight ends, linebackers, cornerbacks. It's expensive to get O-line in particular and D-line. So you want to home grow those guys. You're not spending much for them when they come out of high school. And by the time they got a couple years under their belt and you really like them, you just raise their pay a little bit and you give them a good situation. So let's say you're paying your left tackle $500K a year. And somebody comes and says, oh, here's $750K. You know, he's not necessarily going to jump for that extra money. If he likes his situation at Virginia Tech and he's getting paid at Virginia Tech and he likes his coach, some kids will stay even if the money isn't as much as it could be somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be anomalies. You're right. It happens. Kids go to a place, they finally settle in. I'm making enough. I think it's rare, but it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially at Blue Bloods, seems to happen more because they can make a little bit more money, you know, as it goes along.
So it's going to be interesting to watch what Matt Campbell's able to do in recruiting. And so James Franklin just signed like the number 22 recruiting class in the country, but those were kids he was recruiting to Penn State.
Correct.
He is now recruiting to Virginia Tech. How's that going to go? And I don't mean that to sound cynical or negative. It's a legit question.
It's a legit question. Yes. I agree.
And another thing in watching all this unfold, Penn State's got the 100,000 seat stadium. They've got their facilities, of course, are better than Virginia Tech's. They have a dedicated football facility. Nice big. I mean, I've seen videos of the place.
It's gorgeous. It's unbelievable. We've played up there, Radford, a couple times, and we got the tour. It's unbelievable what they have in place up there.
So it is big time, and it's bigger time than Virginia Tech. Yet Franklin was able to get these kids to visit, see what Virginia Tech's got, and still get them to switch from Penn State to Virginia Tech. So it's going to be interesting in the coming years to see how he recruits to Virginia Tech. High schoolers care about that. What's that?
Yeah, I was going to say, Wayne just made a good point, too. He's also recruiting against no coach. There's nobody in place, so it made it a little easier to convince those guys.
Oh, man.
Right?
Penn State's athletic directors just getting destroyed on the internet for firing Franklin, not having a plan, and being last on the market.
Yeah, but they're all wrong because they didn't come from him. That's what people don't understand. I don't understand. Everybody's looking at Kraft. He followed orders. He followed orders from the billionaire donors who said, we want this guy out of here. Everybody's coming. I don't understand how people don't understand that who supposedly cover this sport for a living, piling on Kraft. He didn't make that decision.
Well, that's true, but there's a but. So one of the discussions on our message board last night was, if you're Virginia Tech, okay, you got James Franklin. Assume that he's going to leave soon. 2, 3, 4 years from now, he's going to do well here and bounce.
And go
somewhere else. Assume it and have a plan. Be ready. I don't know how long Kraft has been AD there, but you can't tell me that he didn't know
about a
that
year.
His bigger donor.
Yeah.
Okay,
about a year.
So that's a short time to put a plan together, but he probably had a sense that his top level donors didn't like James Franklin and they were just looking for an excuse. And he should have been. That's a fair criticism that he should have been ready when he was ordered to pull the trigger. You always got to have plans, dude.
Yeah, I guess, but I heard it all came to a head after UCLA, and then 48 hours after the Northwestern game, we got your money, get him out of here. I don't know how much you can assimilate a plan. Because those same donors are going to get you fired if you don't do what they want. And that's the way it is at all these blue bloods. Who do you think runs Alabama? You think Nick Saban controlled any of that? No, it was Alabama Mafia.
The machine. I used to always say about you talk about places like Alabama. Nick Saban never had to cheat at recruiting. He would just tell the machine who he wanted, and the machine would cheat for it. So he's got plausible deniability. He's like, I don't know. I never gave the kid a bag of cash.
Correct.
And see that's what got Butch Davis in trouble at UNC was that he had come from Miami, where Miami had the machine in place.
Oh, yes.
He shows up at UNC and he's like, "Hey, let's go cheat and get recruits." And the UNC boosters are like, "Well, I don't know how to do that." So Butch Davis and who was that assistant he had? John something, Black Santa. So Butch and Black Santa had to do the cheating themselves. They actually had to hand the money out themselves, and that's when you get in big trouble, man. Is when the machine doesn't do it for you.
Yeah, I know. It's true. All Carolina was concerned about was the academic fraud. They didn't worry about paying people at the time.
So, do you remember that they had a defensive tackle, Marvin Austin or something like that? Do you remember when UNC got caught in recruiting violations? It all started because, if I got his name right, Marvin Austin went to
that's right.
Marvin Austin went to the Cheesecake Factory and ordered and this doesn't sound like a lot this day and age. Well, maybe it does. He ordered like $300 worth of food and cheesecake and all that. And then he had the receipt showing the $300. And this was the very early days of social media. And he puts it on Facebook or something. And everybody's like, how could this football player afford $300 worth of cheesecake? And the investigation starts. And next thing you know, Butch Davis and Black Santa have been caught in recruiting violations because Marvin Austin ate at Cheesecake Factory.
Remember, it came out in the book that was written about the scandal at USC when they lost their national championship, when the Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart years, that depending on how the performance went, they'd go in and they'd find, in their locker, these little bags. And, oh, boy, they would talk about it on the sideline. They would have conversations. What's your bag going to look like? Right? And they would go in and, they would have cash parties. And, I mean, it's just crazy what was going on. It was crazy.
Oh, what was the name of their coach at the time? Pete Carroll?
Pete Carroll, dirtiest guy in the game, man. Yeah.
How did that guy win football games in that environment? That's a remarkable coaching job.
Well, because of what they had going on to get them there, just like they did, man, the bag men. That's why they're called the bag men. Yeah. The crab legs debacle at FSU. Yeah, Tebow, I forgot about the crab legs at FSU. That's right.
Winston just walks in, walks out. Yep, got the crab leg.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
So here's another thing about the James Franklin hire, and I never talk about race. I don't like talking about race. Not one person I've seen has said a word about the fact that Franklin is the first black head coach at Virginia Tech. Nobody said that.
That's true.
All about, because and I like that. Let me be clear about that. I like that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember thinking about that for a second. Like when his name started getting floated, I was like, oh man, that guy can coach. Let's go get that guy. That guy can recruit. Let's get that guy. And there was not one moment spent talking about race. So that's I just want to throw that out there. I think that's really cool that is not like any part of this hire. Like it didn't even scroll across the ESPN bottom line,
And you figure they'd have been all over it.
That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that they would say.
Let's talk about this part of it. Well, the only time it came up, I'll tell you, the only time it came up was when, and I don't give him any credibility, but Stephen A. Smith, remember he went off on Tech hiring James Franklin and had all these derogatory things. And then I remember some, I guess, accounts on X saying, why is a black man going after the hiring of a black? That's the only time I saw it. But no, you're right. Nobody has covered it that way. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So
yeah, so he's reached the point where nobody even talks about the fact that he's black anymore. He's just a good head coach with a good history, and he's a really good fit for Virginia Tech. And yeah, that hadn't even come up, so that's very cool. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see how it plays out. How much snow did you get down in Radford?
I looked out on my deck, and it's looking like 3 inches. It's a lot.
Yeah, I can see out here. It's at least, yeah. And it's still coming down, which is disappointing. It looks like it was okay this morning, but now it's gotten a little colder and it's been coming down a little harder. So it's gonna be a little tougher to get shoveled out here. So
no kidding, because when I looked out, it was not actively snowing here in Radford, but it is over where you are.
yeah, like it's snowing out here right now. Not a lot, but just enough to be annoying to where if you went out and shoveled, it would cover it back up. So
hey, random question. You ever been to the Highlander Hotel in Radford?
Oh yeah, many times. We've had events there.
Yeah.
Went there and we've had guests at our functions and we go there afterwards and so forth. Yeah, yeah.
So you've been to the rooftop restaurant / bar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure I was there for the first time last night. A buddy of mine was in town. He texted me like 7:15, 7:30, and he's like, "Hey, I'm at the Highlander Hotel. Come out and see me." And yes, even though I live in Radford, I've never been there. And I texted him back. I said, "You're lucky I'm not in my pajamas already, man. So I'll come out and see you." So I went out and we hung out at the bar for a little bit. It's a neat place. Now I couldn't see outside. You know, it's up on the 6th floor, and it probably got a good view from up there, but it was dark, so couldn't see anything. But that was the first time I've been there. Neat place.
Been a nice addition to the area. I think.
Yeah, it's been questionably run in its first year or two, but I think they got that ironed out.
Yeah, I think finally they do. Yeah, that was sketchy to say the least.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
It is. Well, enjoy the games tomorrow. Real quick, we've been talking about this. You know, the ACC needs Virginia to win. If Duke wins, they're going to be left out unless Miami somehow steals a bid. And, you know, David Teal hit it right. He goes, you can't take 2 dings like that after what happened in Florida State and then you're champion and not be represented. That's tough. That's tough to recover from that. And the league may not look the same in 2 or 3 years anyway. Boy, the ACC can't afford to be left out of this thing again.
You know, to turn it into a Virginia Tech discussion, this league is just so ready to be plucked. I mean, there is no better timing to have a new coach at Virginia Tech who can actually recruit, has money, and can bring kids from the portal.
Yeah.
So how do the playoff seedings work? Like, is somebody from the ACC guaranteed to get in, or could they possibly have no bids?
No, if Duke wins, they're going to be if Duke wins and Tulane wins, the ACC is likely going to be left out because Tulane beat Duke, and they're going to be ranked higher than Duke. So if anybody in the G5 is ranked higher than a conference champion, they get in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's just dumb. The whole thing's dumb.
Well, that leaves me kind of speechless. So I don't know what to say about that.
If UVA gets in, they're likely going to be ranked higher. So that's why the assumption is they'll get in as the champion. And that's what David Till said. I know, Tech fan, you don't want to hear it.
I can't root for UVA to win the ACC championship.
That's what a lot of people are dealing with in chat and on the text line. I get it.
By the way, Virginia Tech hasn't been to the ACC championship game since 2016, and this is UVA's second trip to the ACC championship game since 2019.
Right. That's exactly right.
I'm just going to throw that out there, Rick.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But, it's going to be not on the up and up. It's all ESPN controlled. It's ridiculous what it's come down to. It really is. Notre Dame's debate, Miami. When you're telling me games don't matter, basically the resume is the same, Notre Dame and Miami. Miami beat them. That's the only difference, by the way. They won the head-to-head. I don't care when it was. Doesn't matter when it was. They beat them. End of story.
Well, and that's weird because it's not like Miami's a bad TV draw. Like, right. Miami's going to bring viewership and Notre Dame's going to bring viewership.
Correct. I don't get it. Correct. Yeah. I don't know. Well, enjoy the weekend. Hope you can dig out from the snow okay.
Yeah, I canceled all my appointments today. I'm just hanging out at home doing work at home, man. So you're going into work today?
Well, Radford's delayed, but I don't know if they expected this much. They might add another announcement here. It's going to be tough for a lot of people to get there, myself included. This is going to be a little longer shoveling engagement than I was hoping for, it looks like.
You look like you're looking outside going,
I am. I'm like, It wasn't bad this morning at 4:30. I was like, okay, it's wet. So one of those wet snows, it was starting to melt a little bit underneath the surface. But now, now it's not.
So one piece of advice you do need an extra light. I'm looking at you, and like part of your face is in shadow. So you need
that's intentional. I don't want people
just put a bag on that thing, Rick.
Yeah, they don't see all of me, then that's better for them. That's better for them.
You're not really shining off the head much though, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean I got the haircut, but I've always kept it short since I was fighting, so I just left it. I liked it. So there you go.
All right, man.
All right, man. Have a good weekend, brother.
You too.
All right, that's Will Stewart. Good stuff from him. Joining us now on the program. I'm not going to spoil it. We got special stuff today from that guy, Mike Ashley. What's up, Michael?
Oh boy, have you so oversold this? But anyway, how much snow you guys getting down there?
I would say at least 3 inches, but like Will said, it's a good 3 inches at least. Yeah, out here at least.
Okay, there's a really good joke there that I'm not going to tell. Yeah, we got
It's YouTube. You're fine.
I dated a female comedian once, way back in the days when I did
stand-up
comedy. Yes, and it was, you don't want to. I don't know that I could date a woman consistently funnier than me. Not that she was, but she had some great lines.
Not that she was, but...
and one of my favorites was that she didn't ever watch the weather because she didn't trust weathermen. She didn't trust anybody that talked about how many inches, and I toned that down a little for
you did. We didn't get the full effect of that. Yeah.
Right. Well, you know people know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was surprised to open the blinds here in the Bat Cave where I do this from when I'm here in Fairfax and see the
Ashley After Dark.
Yeah, I appreciate Will talking about lighting. I am definitely light challenged down here, which you should be, I guess, in a bat cave. I got terrible overhead lighting, and if I turn it on, it looks like I'm burning in hell because the light just comes over my shoulder. And I've got a lamp over here that I can direct the light, but not any way that actually lights and doesn't make me look like, a comic book villain here, like we also reference. And I know Will and I share that, and apparently you do too.
Yeah,
anyway,
absolutely.
Anyway, just because I was too lazy to write and too depressed after last night's turn of events.
Oh, sorry about your cowpokes. Yeah.
Well, you know what? That was okay because they gave me 5 magical days.
You got to enjoy 5 magical days.
Right. And it was kind of a dream, as it were. But, anybody that's a fan, that's why you guys watch this stuff, because we all share this kindred bond of love and hate for our teams. And the only thing, I'm fine with what happened because, I think they've got a pathway to next year. But streaming the game, it was stopping every couple of minutes, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to turn it off, and I followed the play-by-play on the NFL website, and so I haven't watched the whole game yet. I do know they rallied, but anyway, that's not important.
Before we get into your open mic and what we're going to see here, this is going to be cool. Thought about you. I didn't send you a text because I want to bring it up today. So we're playing Southern Miss on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
They come out wearing the most beautiful outfits I've ever seen. The old Metro Conference. See? The old Metro Conference shooting warm-ups with the Harlem Globetrotter stripes, the shirts with the collars.
Oh, my gosh.
And
I remember
Jay Ladner, their head coach, played at Southern Miss.
For MK Turk?
Exactly. Memphis, and he talked about Dale Solomon and Bobby Beecher and Paige and Charlie Moy, and they wore those, and he brought them back consciously, and he said the kids love them. They use it in recruiting. And I felt like I got to talk to Ashley about this because this is a great thing. The old Harlem Globetrotter stripes, just like Indiana basketball. You probably won't be able to see this because I haven't uploaded it, but that's what they look like. If you can see that, Mike.
Yes.
And he said the guys love them. Yeah, they have a hard time getting them out of them. And recruits, when they bring them on campus, want to put them on. You know how Tech put on all the football uniforms for James Franklin? You know, that night? Right. They do the same thing. And I said, I got to show Ashley that. He's really going to appreciate that right there. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Look at that.
That's awesome. Yeah, of course, I remember those days. I remember interviewing MK Turk, Southern Mississippi, when they rolled in, played Charlie Moyer's Hokies.
Charlie Moyer, that was good. Dale Solomon, my favorite all-time Tech basketball player. Number 35.
Yeah. Was that the 1979 Metro Championship they won where Dale dominated? Yeah, those were some. Those were those are some really good teams. And of course, I think that team had the misfortune of running into Indiana State in the NCAA.
Correct. That's right.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird guy. Yeah.
Carl Nix, Bob Heaton. How many of the Alex Gilbert? How many of those Sycamores can you name? Huh? And,
Larry Bird.
What was the coach's name? Hodges, Coach Bill Hodges, I think.
Yeah, and Bill Hodges.
He ended up teaching and coaching a little bit at William Fleming late in his career.
Of course you know that.
Well, because how could you forget? 79 was such a pivotal year in college basketball. Magic and Bird, what they did and what they would go on to do for the NBA. Anyway, I'm
sorry.
I had this whole intro written, but I'm just going to skip through it because we're not going to see anything if we don't. I moved here in 1997 in Northern Virginia to the. I'm in the Fairwoods development in Fair Oaks in Fairfax. So here's what you take from that. Nothing's really great up here. Everything's just kind of fair. And it probably would have been unbearable for a small town kid like me if I hadn't had my wife, Kelly, and my daughter, Katie, and 3 dogs over time here, the triumvirate of Rex, Rover, and Rosie. And I will be searching for a dog here come the new year. So keep your eyes open for me. I miss life in the smaller communities where I had resided my whole life, Salem and then Radford in the New River Valley. And when I got here, this house, the 3-story townhouse is pretty much complete. Basically upstairs on the first floor, I got a box that I come in, it's got baseball players on it. And I put my keys and my wallet and my change in that box. And that's really all that's mine upstairs. Everything from my house got put down here in the basement, which at that time wasn't finished. And I sort of finished it, carpeted it, and found some perfect furniture, and then loaded everything with books and junk, as is my wont. And so we're going to take a little bit of a tour here.
Hey, the Ashley tour. Love it.
I promised Rick I would do this. And
a visual open mic.
Yes. So I'm going to I need to flip my camera around, and now it occurs to me I don't know exactly how to do that. So, yeah, okay. Because I'm in your studio now. So anyway, well, let's maybe do this. Okay, here. We'll start with this desk. This is my dad's desk, and I'm so happy to have it. But I got no place for it in Delaware. I'm gonna have to put it into storage because I'm not parting with it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
it's a big wooden desk, and it's great. It's got a secret compartment in the back, so I could work at the CIA or something and hide stuff in the back of the desk. I love that.
All right, you are a superhero.
Now we're up ambulatory here, and we're gonna go behind me here on this wall right here is well, you can't see it because I'm in the fifth photo. There, okay, there, right there. That's the Larry Brown Super Bowl autograph football. Anybody remember that Larry Brown? Not number 43 for Washington, who was a great player to watch. This was Larry Brown, number 24 for Dallas, who picked off Neil O'Donnell twice at the Super Bowl because Neil threw it right to him twice.
Right to him.
Yeah, it allowed the Cowboys to hang on. Can you see this stuff, Rick?
I can. It looks good. Yeah, we can see it. Yep.
This is the Cowboy Shrine over here. These are the rocks I collected at the beach for years now. ever since I went to the beach, I started this thing where I pick up a rock every day because it was always too rocky to walk into the water without shoes. And I did my part trying to make it better. I took a rock home every day. I was at the beach, and this is the number of rocks I had ever since I started doing that, which I don't remember when it was. I got to get this back up there. And it also became a great thing with the kids when we go to the beach because I'd tell them to find me a rock. Anyway, how about LeBron on a Wheaties box? And everybody's had one of those if you've been to a baseball park, right?
Yep. Oh, ice cream, baby.
Yeah, I was so happy to get this Washington cap because I had this one, which, come on. That just doesn't do it. Anyway, most of these are from Salem Municipal Field. All right, I'm gonna turn on the other dreaded light here. This is a collection of the dogs at sporting events, dogs at baseball, and the dogs, of course, playing poker. Remember these guys?
Oh, the classic dogs playing poker. Absolutely.
This is one of my favorite things because I love art that tells a story. This one tells the story that the bulldog's a cheater, by the way. But when I was young in Salem, first grade, I remember I was a latchkey kid, but long before that was popular, kids. And my mom had to work full time, and my dad wasn't around anymore. He'd passed away, and so the neighbors allowed me to come over to their house every day. And when I walked into what we call a mud room, there that on the back entrance to their house, they had very much these same dogs at sporting events. So it was a fond memory of my childhood that my wife gave me one Christmas, gave me the whole set. So we really like that. And the cobweb right here too. But I didn't clean up very much because, I had to keep my Oscar Madison authenticity.
Exactly. No, it's
now
fine.
you were talking about we're talking about Tech basketball way back when. I've got quite a collection here.
Wow, look at all the stuff.
I laid out. Well, here's Roger on Sports Magazine with that great Cowboys helmet, right?
The bicentennial helmet, right?
Very good. 1976. This is the Harlem Globetrotters basketball program from about 1973 when they came to the Roanoke Civic Center. And this is in plastic because inside is a Meadowlark Lemon autograph. Ditto over here. How about a USFL football program, Washington Generals? And it's hard to make out in the pen, but that's a Doug Flutie autograph with Doug Flutie on the cover. That's pretty good.
I was trying to make you full screen here, but I can do that. Hang on.
All right. Well, there's a Salem magazine. How about a 1976 Salem Pirates program?
Oh, very cool. 1976?
Yes. Now, I know people are going to love this. Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling Program.
Oh, you've hit it now, my friend.
Starland Arena. Well, we won't.
That's Ole Anderson. That's Gene. That's Ole. It's Wahoo McDaniel.
Number one,
Paul Jones. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's supposed to be Ric Flair. Anyway, how about Phil Williams on the cover of the Virginia Tech Media Guide, 86-87? That's one.
I've got his game shorts. I got his game shorts here from Richie Davis, courtesy of Richie Davis.
Oh, that is awesome. They couldn't come up with anything to put on this cover, and Phil was the only senior of note on the team that year after Del Curry and his crew graduated, and I just said we should just say Phil's back because that's the only good photo we had of
Phil's back. I love it. Yeah.
All right, now how about the first Salem High School football program?
The first?
Yeah. I was in school then, 1977.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Here's one
against Lexington. Lexington, is that what that says? Wow.
Yes, and Lexington had beat the heck out of Andrew Lewis the previous year, and so the Glenver guys banded with the Lewis guys at Salem High School, and we beat the heck out of Lexington in that opening game at Municipal Field.
That's so cool.
Then the following week, because I remember this vividly, in the previous season, Glenver had lost in Blacksburg and did not get a first down in the game. They got beat badly. And so the Salem guys helped, the Andrew Lewis guys helped the Glenver guys get revenge on Blacksburg that year.
Okay.
How about this? How about Andrew Lewis High School versus Pulaski County? No,
very cool. Very cool.
I've also got a Jefferson football program in here someplace. But anyway, here's an assortment of Salem baseball over the years. Lisa Aliff, remember her? I think she was Miss Virginia. She was.
Hey.
She was everywhere for a while. Oh, there's the linebacker fund.
Hey, there he is.
And there's
there
Rowdy
he is.
Brad. These are bulletin boards I've had in my possession for a billion years. That's my pal Jimmy Bain and I down in Durham with our favorite Salem player, one of our favorite Salem players. That's Chance Sanford, a second baseman there. I should have a picture of Rich Auday here someplace. He was actually my favorite, the first baseman. Didn't make it to the bigs though, but there we go. Here's something to make Ray Smith proud. Ray Cox and his story, his 12 paragraph lead in a story about Rayfield Milton and how they were throwing the ball out of the Giles single wing. It's one of the great reads of all time. So let's see. How about Mike's brief radio career at WVRU News?
Hey, look at you. Very cool.
Right. Here's where we hung out before our intramural football games over in Jefferson Hall. There, my team was the non-athletes in action, so there's an NBC Sports banner and Go Nathlete.
Oh, look at the old NBC Sports banner. That's very cool.
Yeah, a friend of mine took that from the Southern Conference tournament in Roanoke. Okay, here's the beginning of the hat collection, which ironically, since I don't have hair anymore, hats don't fit me right, so I don't wear them. And boy, am I ready to wear some hats if I ever need to.
You can get you a piece, when you can wear a piece underneath your hat just for your hat.
Hey, that's for you radio TV guys, not for us ink-stained wretches. All right, here's the baseball book collection right here. This is chronologically, by the way. So I just showed you the early part of the century, and now we're into the 50s and 60s, and let's go down here, more 50s and 60s into the 70s. A lot of Big Red Machine stuff here. Yeah, a lot of baseball. Oh, who didn't have the punt, passing, kick library? Come on.
And you've read them all too. That's what's great. I guarantee you've read all these, every one of them.
I have read a bunch of them. Here's some other great books. These are football and basketball over here, and highlighting quite a collection of Roland Lazenby, our good friend down there.
Yes, we love Roland. I got to get him on the show. Why haven't I had Roland on the show yet? I got to do that.
Oh, he would love it. And I've got quite a collection of John Feinstein, and I'm kind of happy that I haven't read all these yet, so I can get to them. I have to show off this. This is the glove that Mr. Beeler of the golf program at Radford fixed for me. He put it back together because it was held together by a shoestring through this part, and it actually had a safety pin down here. Now, I still have no padding in the first part. This is a Gary Maddox autograph, by the way, if you remember. And people, I love this. People ask me how old this glove is. You want to know how old this glove is? I played center field back then. That's how old
with that glove. Yeah.
With that glove. I covered water covers 2/3 of the earth. And now, without moving, just me, I cover 1/3. So there you go.
Is that Thor?
Yes, Thor makes an appearance here. Some Batman. I do have a lot of comic book stuff too.
There's Thor. Yeah.
Remember the movie Diner? There's a recreation of the final scene. Me and my best buds from high school. To roll the credits now. There's Pete Rose autograph photo. I've got some Pete Rose autograph baseball. A Batman troll. How about that? I wish he was in better shape. He'd be worth something. Catwoman came to me at Radford.
Hey.
Lee Merriweather was in the
Lee Merriweather
was in the spring production one year, and Marty Gordon got me this autograph from.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
How about this Lakeside piece here? They don't make these anymore. So
wow, from Lakeside Amusement Park.
Yep,
very cool.
Make me an offer. Then here's Sports Illustrateds I'm keeping. I've got a lot in boxes in the back that here's Lynn Bias. There's Magic and Larry we talked about. I got a stack of Super Bowl collectibles here. I love this. This is a painting done by Eric Fitzpatrick down in Roanoke. That's Salem Municipal Field baseball. That's this is Rowdy Ridge is what they called it over there.
Wow.
Down the right field line.
Looks a little like Calfee.
Yes. Calfee's now one of my favorite ballparks. I wish I could get
just
there
like Calfee a little bit there on that fan side.
Yeah. Actually, but here's something people don't know. The seats in here were actually imported from the original Yankee Stadium back in the day. So you were sitting in seats that saw some pretty good baseball players in New York way back when.
That's cool.
I don't think that's true anymore, but all right, moving around. Okay, Here's the historic collection of Radford University baseball caps.
The historic collection.
Oh, it is, because I've got everyone except the first club hat. But the first club hat was actually the dark blue, but had no logo on it, and that was our first. It was bought at CMT Sporting Goods down in Roanoke. Anybody remember them?
Yeah, absolutely. CMT had one in Blacksburg too. Yeah,
I've got a collection of Roanoke sports stuff here too. The WDBJ Noke being the newest one there, since they added football and Scott Bennett's down there. I had to represent for him. There's an Avalanche hat up high. And how about a Roanoke Dazzle, kids? Remember the Roanoke Dazzle?
The Dazzle, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce in good standing.
In good standing.
Let's see here. How about sport MVP of baseball?
You look great. Yeah, I forgot about your brief career there making sport
kind
magazine.
Kind of a Dale Horner look there. Yeah. Then I've got this great mantle here. I won't explain all these, all the memorabilia here. I really get a kick out of this. My boss and mentor, Rick Rogers. This is from one of our annual summer field hockey days, when we bring the players up on campus and take all their pictures. And Jeff Woods was so accommodating. And field hockey media day consisted of Jeff Woods and I having lunch at BT's usually, and all the girls rolling through and getting their pictures for, back then before website, just for the media guides. By the way, all the media guides for Radford are hidden in the back there and archived, so I can find things, and people think I remember everything, but I really just can look up a lot of stuff here in the home office, and I cannot give that stuff to Radford till I'm gone, because they've lost everything else, so they're not getting that till they'll take it from my cold dead hand.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
There's Mitch Williams, who gave up the game-winning homer in the World Series to the Blue Jays. Who was that? Joe Carter hit that home run to win a walk-off in a World Series. Well, Mitch had pitched in Salem, so I was able to pick this up. This autographed baseball, you can't really tell much about it, but that's Phil Leftwich from signing day, when he was the number 2 pick of the California Angels, the first player out of Radford University drafted. That's Toscanini. That was my brother's, but that guy looks so much like my grandfather, who actually looks more like Mark Twain, that I just had to include this up here with everything. Okay, we'll start out and get the weather forecast. Can you see out there? See the snow in the back patio? Well, that's just okay, I'm gonna turn around here. That was just a sort of random sampling here. I've got so much other stuff tucked away, and I guess I could go around and show you some more if we got time, but if not, hey, I just wanted to give you a feel for this place, and because nobody comes to visit me. You guys never come visit me.
We never come bring the show. You know what? We can do a part 2. We should save the rest for part 2 next week.
Well, I've got this great man cave, and I just don't have any of my buddies that are close enough to come visit it. So it's and when you do, there's we're usually going to a ball game or something like that. Oh, I did leave out one part. I should go down this line. Let's close the book on that Meadowlark Lemon thing, because there's Mike about 12 years later actually interviewing Meadowlark Lemon.
Oh, very cool. Speaking of the pants.
He was there with the Buccaneers. There's Mike as the young journalist with another key person in my life, Joe Davis, who got me to Radford to start with. So, I'm interviewing Coach Davis. This is topical this week. There's Jim Valvano visiting Radford, and I love this picture with Chuck and Cheryl Taylor right behind him there when Jim Valvano came to speak. Here's Dick Vitale, also came to Radford a couple times. Yep. And I will always love Dick Vitale, because we met this time. Then he came back for 5-star, and I don't know if he did, but he pretended that he remembered me. And why did Dick Vitale even care about that? So
that's cool. I know.
Yeah. So Dickie V is what, again, another guy that is what you think he is. There's Al McGuire, who I had.
Oh, the great Al McGuire.
Yeah,
yes.
Crying on the sidelines as they ran down the clock on the Tar Heels and won the championship. I told him I hated that, but I said Gary Rosenberger was my favorite player. So Al thought I was okay. If you remember Gary Rosenberger.
I do.
Yeah, Zone Buster, number 55.
Zone Buster, yep.
Okay, there, if you can see, is Rick Barry. Rick Barry, there's his NBA card, by the way, too.
He came on the first run of the radio show twice. We had Rick Barry on twice. He was great. He
came to Radford, and he came and brought a video, which really isn't the way to to present yourself. But I always Brian Hoffman at the Salem Times Register gives me such a hard time because I wore number 24 because of Rick Barry. I liked Rick Barry. And mostly I liked his best passes when he jumped like he was shooting and then he dropped the ball off to somebody, the fake shot. And then
the fake shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And people know that's a large part of my game back then because everybody thought I was good at shoot. So if I passed, it was like a trick play. It was like a
passing. What are we doing? Hey, by the way, Tony Powell wants to buy the Pulaski County Andrew Lewis program from you.
Tony's connected on Facebook. Tell him to message me there. We'll talk because I got it.
Hey, Tony,
my wife tells me I gotta shed some of this stuff. I'm moving into this huge basement into an attic up there in Delaware. So I'm scared to death because all this stuff means stuff to me. Oh, wait, here, look at this. How about Phil Ford kicks up his heels?
Hey, Phil Ford, also BDST alum. Phil Ford, yeah.
And also spoke at Radford for the fundraiser, so his autograph is on that. Then, of course, there's this one that I framed. Finally, it's Carolina. So, I'm a very fortunate man that I've been in a position to oh, wait. Let's bring it back local. Del Curry autograph on a Virginia Tech basketball.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So
why don't let's save the other half for next time. I think this is cool, man. I think people are loving this. This is great.
Well, I didn't even open the cabinet up. So
that's what I'm saying. Let's do it next. Let's don't waste it. Let's do it next week.
Well, I had to do it this week because I think I'll be in Delaware next week and probably around Christmas. But we'll do it again before I clean up. But now I can start cleaning up. Oh, by the way, tell Yohi this is a lot of the tape that's got to come in there and somebody's got to go through and get it on something else because I got some Radford videos, basketball, sporting events, all kinds of things. The old year-end review tapes we used to do. A lot of good stuff there. Anyway.
Okay. Absolutely.
I do hope people enjoyed this. I felt kind of bad that I was
no, it was great, man.
Time with this.
I think people love stuff like this. This is like a big yard. It's like walking into an antique store. It's great.
Yeah. This used to hang in my office at Radford. Sort of a lot of great memories, a lot of basketball. There's Wes Durham there and doing radio in Amarillo, Texas. And there's a baseball tournament with Don Bowman over in from Pulaski and Rick Rogers and I. There's Zeef. My first trip to Texas Stadium under Roger Staubach there, and a lot of my student workers that meant so much to the success of our office, and still, a lot of names people would know.
Very cool.
Including Marty Smith up there right above the Radford University College change photo. Marty's there as that was a tradition too. Thanks to Luby, we were able to do a team shot with the SID crew after a lot of Big South women's basketball championship.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Hey, look, the lighting's finally good in here.
Yeah, the lighting looks great right now. Well, thanks, brother. Now let's see. Yeah, we'll do that whenever it works again. Just let me know. We'll do that again with the other people. Digging that, man.
We will. And as I pull out stuff, I'll find it. I wasn't really sure how it would show up on this, but anyway.
No, great.
Hey,
it looks great.
Goober says, "Hey, great talking to everybody."
Yeah, hey to Goober. Thanks for the show, man. That's great. Get to see more about Mike Ashley. Good stuff, brother.
See you later, pal. All
right, man. Stay safe. There you go. Mike, that was great, man. That was fun. I love that. I hope y'all like that. That's great. You've seen a lot of history and what makes Mike. That's a huge basement, too. We'll get to see the other half when we'll do that. Yeah, we'll save that for part 2. That'll be a nice preview. That was cool, man. That was cool. Tony, hit him up. I think you're going to end up with that program, my friend. And it looked like it was year 1 of the varsity football program, did it not? Just saying. Jen the Gamecock Girl scheduled to join us. We'll have our final picks here, the championship games. She says I'm 1 behind. So we'll have her on. That was cool. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Very thoroughly. Very, very good. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. I'm hating this new update on the phone, man. I shouldn't have done it. I should have just ignored the thing and waited till the phone broke down. It'll take me weeks to get this down. And then when I get it down, it'll change again. It's just leave stuff alone, man. It doesn't do anything. Changing the icons a little bit and just leave my stuff alone. Anyway. Yeah, we didn't get to see his electric football stuff, and we will. Yeah, he still has his field. Yeah, he still has his field. So we'll get all that. We'll get all that. And I still have mine. I have a couple here left. And all my men. And the most prized possession that I own is a Houston Oiler, one of the prized possessions that my mom, I'll tell that story again when I feel like I can without just breaking down on the air. So anyway. So guys, before I put her on, I have to, we kind of had a bad ending to our last segment. I did something that I hope didn't permanently damage the relationship between me and Jen. We've known each other for a long, long time. Ever since I saw her in Blacksburg, she came out, we were doing a remote, and she and her band at the time out there performing, and she came over and introduced herself. And well, I mean, it's been love at first sight since then. That's why this thing's lasted so long. And, last week I did something that, kind of put the relationship in a tough situation, because if you remember, I picked the Clemson Tigers to beat South Carolina. And even though they did, and of course I was correct, I really feel like I got to walk on glass here. Hi, sweetie. How are you? You look great. Look at you. Oh, did you change your hair? Oh, you did. You did. You look outstanding.
Mm-hmm. That's not going to work. Oh, I'm hurting. I mean, you were right, but
yeah.
Where was the support? Where was the love?
Hey, you still have Shane Beamer?
You're being jerky. You need to be more supportive.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to think of something positive. He's going to hire you an offensive coordinator soon.
Mm-hmm.
You just got a quarterback recruit. I saw that. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
My cat is being very needy in the background. So
Jazz?
just warning. Yeah, Jazz wants attention and she's not happy I'm not giving it to her. So
is Jazz mad at me too? Good Lord, women. I can't make anybody in that household happy.
She might be a little angry with you.
Well, I mean, sorry I was correct. How was the vibe down there?
Are you really sorry? Because I don't know.
For you, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So tell me about what it's like down there on a game day when your big rival, albeit non-conference, comes down there and does that. What's it like down there when it goes against you like that? Would you hear more cries for Shane's job? Or were people just in acceptance mode that the season had not gone the way it was supposed to?
I think in the SEC, even if you have a pretty good year, there are always people who want to fire the coach. It's just kind of how it goes. So, yes, there was some griping about Beamer and his performance as a coach this year. But the AD, I think you saw that. The AD came out before the Clemson game, Jeremiah Donati, and he said that Beamer had his support and that he would be continuing. So it quieted some of it, but not a lot of it.
Well, big year. This is it. It's his make or break year, right? Just like Tony Elliott, and he pulled his out maybe. But Shane's guaranteed a playoff spot, which kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. He's maintained that. He still says we're going to be talking about what seed we are next year in the tournament. Bold.
Yes, I wish he wouldn't do that. And I think if I were his PR marketing person, I would definitely counsel him not to say those kinds of things. I just don't think that's smart. That's not smart.
No,
and I would also counsel him to just take it sometimes, like take that our O-line was one of the worst in the country. Just accept
what? Right.
Just say like that was bad. and we've got to figure out a way to make it better. I don't like it when he's defensive about it because, you know, the stats are truthful and honest about where we were with that. So
correct. Yeah.
I mean, O-line has been wretched for a while, and our defense was so good last year that it could counter it. And you know, again, this year there just wasn't enough offense to counter it, and it became even more apparent just how bad it was. So I would like to see him own some of those things that have not gone well and have more humility about it.
And he doesn't do that. You're right. It's a great point. I mean, he doesn't have that self-deprecation. You just need to come out and say, guys, we were terrible. This is on me. Lay it on me. If he did something like that, you could relate. But you're right. It's immediately always somebody else's fault, or why are you asking that question with this mindset of how dare you? You're right. That's a good observation. Yeah.
I don't like that about him. I wish, and it's such an easy thing to fix. I just wish he would handle it differently. And I think you saw that clip. He was very adversarial, I guess, for lack of a better word, with some of the media this year. And in particular, that one time when someone asked, like, are you going to do anything else about making changes with the coaching and then the staffing? And he was so upset about it. And then even after some time to repent, he was asked in another interview about his choice of OCs over the years, because we haven't really had a great OC yet. And the most successful one was Dow Loggins, now the head coach at Appalachian State. So anyway, he was being asked about all this, and Satterfield, who the fans still cringe when we hear his name. He went to Nebraska. He was the OC and was fired at Nebraska. And he was unquestionably one of the worst OCs that we've had. And he was so defensive of him, and he was so protective of him. And I was thinking, come on, you don't want to die on that hilltop. Like, just move on. Like, he was not good at all. Like, and I think it just gets so personal with him, with loyalty to people that he works with, that he can't separate it sometimes.
There's a lot to that. What's going to happen with Lenore Sellers?
I
mean, he's out the door, isn't he? Sounds like it. I mean, and the way he answered that question.
Yeah.
He was asked directly about, why don't you ask Lenore's? I don't know.
Like that. Like, I think the answer should have been like, I want to do everything possible to help him develop and stay. And I'm sorry this year went the way it did when he was so amazing last year. And he's such a naturally talented, gifted athlete. So it's stuff like that I just feel like with a little bit of coaching on the PR side, that he would handle that so much better and create a much better vibe with his leadership.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, there won't be any more questions this year if you guys underperform. I mean, you look back, they were 13 in the country to start the season. So much hope, so much. And then
it's been draining. It's like, for me emotionally, this has been the hardest year I've ever had as a Gamecock fan.
I'm sure.
It's just been such a frustrating experience. And of course, Washington too has been bad. My fantasy football was looking like we were going to dominate everything, and I lost last week. And it's just been like, I don't know, maybe God's telling me to play my sax more and get away from this a little bit. I don't know, but
that needs to happen on the show, by the way. I do get multiple people requesting you just to break out your saxophone with one of your segments. Maybe we can do that when it's slower during the summer.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good goal.
Yeah. Well, I go back to the first game, and, we talked about it post-Tech. I mean, that's a Tech team that was 3-9, one of the worst Tech teams ever. Mm-hmm. And that was a 10-8 game going into fourth quarter. Remember, we said, I remember us, you and I, it didn't feel right, Jen. That didn't look right. That doesn't look like it. Remember? And it was just like, it was a sign of things to come, unfortunately, for you and for Shane down there.
Agreed. And I think we'd had that tradition of starting slowly in the seasons, and, we could dismiss some of it to that. And then it just never bounced back ever.
Well, now, speaking of bouncing back, it's up to me, because apparently I did better last week, right?
Including this is continuing my whole trend of a terrible, awful football season, because I had a 4-game lead on you, and then
won. spearheaded by my very correct pick of Clemson's dominance over South Carolina. Where do we stand right now in the what?
All I can do is laugh. I mean, it's just such a sad thing. It's such a Gamecock thing to be in this position. I just can't even.
Did you see Clemson guys holding up signs? This is our state. Remember that? Never forget. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I sure did.
Okay.
I saw all of it. Yeah. And then I came back and made a misery Manhattan. And I served them to my friends, and we.
Was that a double?
I took one of those liquid IV packets before I went to sleep. If that tells you anything, just to be sure that it'd be okay. I was fine. All was good.
Now you're getting sympathy from the chat crowd.
All right, am
TLB,
I okay?
TLB says, "Hey, does Jen take requests? I request the Clemson fight song." Ooh, no, TLB, not. It's too soon. Hey, Jen, where can we send you tech gear? So what it feels like to have a real program. How pretty cool is that?
Well, I mean, based on football this year, I don't know the Hokies have too much to say to me about anything, but I do love the Hokies as well. And as you know, we lost to them in basketball this week. Congratulations, Hokies.
Sure.
And women's basketball does not look like it's going to be giving me a lot of love down the stretch, but they did manage to win last night.
Yeah, how are they this year?
We have a key player who is out, Chloe Kitts, ACL. So I don't know. They struggled.
They'll be good. But they'll be there in the end, right? They're always good.
But we've been so spoiled. It's funny just watching them. They're clearly a top 25 team. And just watching them last night away at Louisville, which I have to think about how to say properly. But anyway, that game was closer than it should have been. And I think Louisville's 22 maybe in the rankings.
Yeah. Good win. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not going to be the solace that I'd hoped for.
Yeah, Tech and Radford had good wins last night on the ladies' side too. Both of them.
Okay.
Last night. Yeah.
Good. Did it snow up there? Are you talking?
Oh yeah, it's still snowing right now. We've got at least 3 inches out here. Yep.
No,
I'm with you.
No,
you don't have any snow in Columbia, do you?
I don't own a snow shovel. The little pellets, the salt pellets, any of that ever again? No.
I know.
I don't know if you can see behind me. It's kind of gray out. It's sort of yucky.
Yeah, but no snow. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
No, I've retired from the snow shoveling. I used to hate that. Like before school was canceled, my dad would be like, "You want to go out there and shovel?" No,
the shovel. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Absolutely. You have to get off the hill, man. Get off the hill. All right, so round it up. How did I make up ground on you? Because I never remember week to week.
Okay. I'm going to allow this for you.
Well, you don't have to bring that one up. You can let that one go. You don't even have to say it again.
Okay.
Don't even say that I was correct in Clemson beating down South Carolina.
Let's do the roundup. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So Texas A&M. I had A&M. You had Texas.
I did.
That's one for you, obviously. Arizona State, Arizona. You had Arizona, which I teased you about because you love Arizona State.
I know. Just had a feeling.
Then Pitt, Miami. You did have Pitt.
Yeah, I thought I did. I keep underestimating Miami. So there you go.
Well, you don't really like them. So
I don't think anybody really. Well, if you're a Miami fan, you do. But they just get overhyped year after year. All we hear about is Miami. And, they were there in control of things, and they lost a couple, but they did beat Notre Dame, so they should be in over Notre Dame. But anyway. All right.
Moving on. Next page. Vandy in Tennessee. You had your boyfriend, Pavia.
I did.
I did not. So you got that one. Looking through our records here, we both missed on the Duke Wake Forest pick. Bad.
Yeah, what was that? That was that surprised me.
We also missed on that Kentucky game. And
that was really bad. That got your guy fired. That got your former beau fired.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. He's gone.
That's out.
Wow.
And then
wow.
the not to be mentioned last game that we have referred to with my team. So I'm now ahead by 1 game.
Okay. Good morning, Chris. How are you? All right. So I'm ahead by 1 game, or you're ahead by 1 game, and now we're down to it. This will be the last picks, unless you want to throw bowls in there. I don't know. Did we ever do that? See, I meant to ask you earlier. Did we ever do bowls as part of this, or no?
We did the bowl contest on ESPN and invited listeners to participate with us in that. And we talked about some of those games, but not in depth.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do that again. I'll create like a bowl.
Picked a few.
Yeah, do that.
I might sneeze just a timeout, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about sneezing. Okay. I think
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for an on-camera sneeze here from Jen.
I think I talked myself out of it. I think we're good. Okay.
All right. So here we go. I just put them all on here. I'm not worried about point spreads. I just put them all on here because these are the championship games, 7 of them. So Troy and James Madison tonight. The first 2 are tonight. Duke's trying to close it out, put themselves in the best position possible in case things fall their way to get an at-large bid. I don't think it's going to happen, but Bob Chesney obviously allowed to coach. Apparently the team is still right there with him despite the fact he's leaving. I'm sure a lot of them is going to be heading out west with him. They should take care of business against Troy, don't you think?
Should. The spread on this is huge, 23.5.
Kept growing. Yeah, it kept growing this week. I don't know if Troy's got people out, but yeah, it went up like 2 or 3 points as the week went on. I don't know why. North Texas, who, of course, doesn't have a coach, ready to get Neil Brown. By the way, Neil Brown also talked to JMU. He's ended up at North Texas. Anyway, North Texas versus Tulane. Tulane, they still have hope. They might be the G5 in the playoff. They need a new coach too. So
yeah, who doesn't these days, other than us, of course.
You need a new one. You just haven't gotten rid of. Oh, I'm sorry.
So North Texas, I love their offense, but their defense is. So I think I'm going to try Tulane, but this is going to be tight. And the line on this is 2.5. I think.
Greenway's pretty good. Yeah, I know it is. It's pretty tight, isn't it? It is pretty tight. I got to try to get one on you somewhere, so I'm going to go ahead and go with North Texas. I was kind of waiting to see who you picked.
Okay.
I mean, I'm one behind, so I got to figure something out here.
Well, you did last week, so I think it worked out just fine for you. Gosh.
BYU and Texas Tech.
Texas
BYU
Tech
needs to win. Yeah.
Well, it's huge. I think I'm sorry to interrupt. I think it was.
No.
Is it 12.5 or 13 for Texas Tech? I can't read my scribbles.
Yeah, I know it is. It's 13. That surprised you? That surprised me a little bit.
Well, yeah, that might be a good game to bet on, actually. Now you're making me think I need to go check on that next.
I mean, from the points perspective?
Yeah. I mean, I think Texas Tech, if you have the outright pick, but that spread, that could be a good bet.
But you feel like we have to pick Texas Tech to win, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Georgia and Alabama. The Dogs and the Tide. Tide got a little bit of help last week from the guys wearing the stripes against Auburn. Let's just say it the way it is. They're in the title game. Looks like Kalen DeBoer is going to hang out at Bama. Came out with a statement yesterday. Kind of weird, doesn't it? That kind of tells you that he kind of got told to make a statement about the Penn State situation. Georgia's been good. Bama's been good at times. They both play good defense. What do you think?
I like Georgia with the revenge win. I think they're going to be extra motivated. And the game's in Atlanta.
It is. Does it feel like Alabama's a huge underdog in this game, even though the spread's what, 3? Something like that?
What is the line? 2.5. Yeah, it does a little bit, but I think it's just because of the earlier game.
Yeah.
That when they played earlier and Georgia lost.
Wow. You got Georgia, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, more out of, I have to. All right. Big Ten, Indiana, Ohio State, 2 undefeateds. Ohio State's likely going to be your top seed, regardless of what happens here in the tourney. They're going to have the Heisman Trophy winner, I think, their quarterback. Gee, imagine that, a quarterback winning the Heisman. Shocker. Taking on Kurt Signetti and this Indiana group. It's unbelievable that he's 23-2 in 2 seasons. So here we go.
Mm-hmm. I think I have a crush on him. Have we mentioned this?
You and Signetti?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the item now? You and Signetti? I didn't realize that.
I think maybe so. He's kind of growing on me.
Really?
I like your header on the screen.
Oh, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, it's Jen and Signetti. No wonder he's been motivated. Yeah, congratulations. How long has this been going on?
Well, I don't know. After Sam Pittman got fired, I've been in search of a new older man crush in football. Maybe he's the one. I don't know. I'm auditioning. I don't want to commit yet.
You don't want to commit yet?
No.
I know. Go ahead.
Well, again, you know how I feel about Coach Day's facial hair dye and hair dye
beard
problem.
For men, whatever it's called. Yeah,
it's awful and so bad. Speaking of PR consulting, I'd love to give him a makeover, and I think he might have a nipple piercing or something.
Really?
I think maybe so. I think there's been pictures of him. You can kind of see it through his shirt. I don't know if it's been AI'd. Who knows anymore?
Wow, we get some really good information from Jen, ladies and gentlemen. A little too much. So Prometheus is declared now. Yeah, we have the breaking news, the announcement. Jen is officially off the market. She is dating Kurt Signetti. Wow.
Ooh. He does have an ethnic last name. That'd be kind of fun. Jablonski to Signetti. Okay.
Who you got? Your boyfriend or the guy whose beard you hate?
I've got hair dye for the win. Cheap, awful Walmart hair dye for the win.
Look, I know they're the best team in the country, right? I'm going to go Indiana. I know they're probably not going to pull this off, but they won me over with the way they rallied up in Happy Valley against Penn State. That was incredible. That to me is probably the highlight moment of the year in college football. That drive, and then Signetti, who is always, you've been seeing him, you understand. He doesn't show his emotions very well.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, he got a little shaky after that one when he started talking about his team and the way they came back. So let's see what happens. Go IU. Let's pull the miracle.
I think I could be his muse and help him express his emotions. I think I could help him out.
UNLV Boise State. You love the Mountain West.
Well,
Dan Mullen, who's done a terrific job, just an outstanding job.
Some people here really like him for us down the road. I don't know how I feel about him, but I'm going to go Boise State. I think it's supposed to be 35 degrees, rainy, yucky. They're playing at Boise State, aren't they?
Yeah, on that horrible blue field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them the edge.
Let's go Rebs. I'm going to go Dan Mullen.
You're determined to divide this, so.
All right. ACC title game, unfortunately happening at the exact same time as the Big Ten title game. Duke and UVA. UVA wins, the ACC will have a presence in the playoff. Duke wins, likely not. Virginia beat them 34-17 during the regular season. Tony Elliott going for win number 11 in his make-or-break year. I wrote about it today in the Patriot. Check it out. What do you think? Can the Cavs finish it off? They haven't been overly impressive really at all this year, but they play great defense.
They had a great schedule.
They had a great schedule. They did. They had a very favorable schedule. They have a very gritty, hey, I put this team on my back quarterback, Chandler Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
I think I've got to go Virginia.
Me too. Although, Duke, I don't know. They look good against Carolina, and then, You don't know, but they will be left out if they win. They will be left out, and then it's up to Miami at that point if they would squeeze in the ACC. But I'm going to go Virginia as well. Now, Wayne brings up a good point. We should probably put a tiebreaker. Let's say you and I end up tying. Final score for the Virginia-Duke game. What do you think?
Why does it have to be that game?
Because it's the ACC game and, things like that. I mean, I don't know. We could do another one. You want to do the SEC game? Let's do the SEC game since you're the SEC girl.
Okay, now I got to get in the mindset. All right, remind me, what was the score when they played the first time when Bama won? I think it's 27-24, something like that.
Georgia, Bama. Let's see. I think so. It was close. Yeah, it was really close. You have music you can play while I'm looking this up here? 24-21 down between the hedges. You were correct.
So it was close. It was by a field goal. So I think all right, maybe God sent me that 27-24. So I'm going to go with that.
So you've got Georgia. I've got Bama.
Mm-hmm.
So I could steal your score, but it would be different because I have a different winner.
Right.
So you would win. I'm going to go Alabama. I'll go Alabama 28-24. I'll go one more point.
Okay. So you have.
Well, we could just do total points. Wayne's right. We could do it that way. Why don't we do it that way? So yours is 51.
And you're going 52.
52, just like the old Price is Right game. I'm going to bid $1, Bob.
Now it's Drew Carey. Is he still the host?
Yeah, I think so. It's just not the same.
Is he Ozempic out? Is he all skinny now and ribbed out?
Yeah. He's all ribbed out now. Yeah.
Boo.
I mean, I have nothing against him. It's just not the same without Bob Barker, man. It's just not. Yeah, not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, it just reminds me of being home from Christiansburg, sick, eating saltines,
watching Price is Right.
Mm-hmm. And that no whammy game. What was the name? Oh, Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck.
No whammies.
Press Your Luck was so good. I'm with you. Was so good. And it got really bad. They tried to remake it, and it's so terrible with that horrible, just insufferable actress.
I like the little whammy drawings. Those little animated fun guys.
Correct.
Kill. I guess they're called whammies, right? Yeah, because there's no whammies.
Whammies. Oh, Elizabeth Banks. She's terrible.
Well, she's hot. All you have to do is be hot, and you just host something.
Peter Tamarkin was the original host. He was really good on there.
He was
no whammies. No. And there's a great documentary about the guy who figured it out. Have you ever seen that?
No, I want to.
You've got to see it. It's terrific. I think eventually he had to give back the money or a lot of it, but he had, and I don't know why they punished him, but he was a brilliant mind, and he figured out, he watched it, took notes, came up with a formula, and he was a contestant on the show and ended up never losing, never hit a whammy. When he even was so good, he could hit a whammy. He could figure out when to hit a whammy so they wouldn't catch on to him, but he would never hit the whammy when he was going after the big money.
I had no idea the scandal occurred, and now I'm so curious. I need to watch that.
It's really, really, really good. Hang on. Press Your Luck documentary. I'm going to try to,
Okay.
Michael Larson is the gentleman's name.
I'm writing this down.
Came out in 2003. It's called Big Bucks, The Press Your Luck Scandal.
Okay.
He won over $120,000 because he figured out the patterns of Press Your Luck.
It seems like he should have won more considering he figured it all out. But
he was an unemployed ice cream truck driver. He lost his job and so he decided to watch that show and figure it out, and he did. He memorized the sequence of light flashes. You gotta see it. It's incredible. It's incredible. And they took the money away from him. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he passed away in 1999. But yeah, you need to check it out. It's very interesting. Very interesting. So are we okay? We okay? Yeah, we are.
I just need a lot of support right now. I've had just a total buzzkill of a football season, and it's not been fun. It's been very stressful. In Washington, there's no joy in Washington. Although I guess I owe you congrats for that too, the Broncos.
At least we played a good game. At least that was a really good football game.
Yeah,
that was one of the generally entertaining games. The Broncos and the should-be Redskins that night. That was a fun game. I mean, we won, so it was more fun for me. But that was, and Mariota played great. Marcus Mariota was terrific. So
well, but we still lost in the end.
I know. And
I'm trying not to celebrate moral victories because, again, Beamers try to convince us that we're so close and, like, you know, the moral victory thing, and I just can't do it. I just need a big fat W.
Yeah, he does it. He does it a lot.
I don't like him saying we're so close. I was like, our O-line is almost last in the entire nation.
Lots of Lots
of work.
Lots of moral victories from that guy.
Now, were we 0-11 like we were, I think, that first year Holtz came? No, but it was not where we needed to be.
Look, he's got one more chance to make it right. And if he doesn't, he's gone. And then you're going to be in what will be a much less crowded field of trying to find a coach, or at least we think. Who knew it was going to be the chaos that it was this year? Wow.
Well, I really like him. He's a really good guy, and he's got a lot of old school ethics that are nice. He's recruiting well. There's some things to build on. So if he can try to get it together, I will be sucked back into faith and optimism. I mean, the signing day was pretty good for us yesterday.
But yeah, you got a lot of money. I mean, you got a lot of money to spend.
Not as much as our competition in the SEC, but.
So apparently Wayne says there's a movie out. I'd watch the documentary. The movie's going to be all Hollywooded up. Probably a lot of things that didn't happen. The documentary is what you need to go with. But there is a movie called The Luckiest Man in America. Thanks, Wayne.
Okay.
So one final answer, Paul says, does Sellers stay, yes or no?
I think it depends who our OC is. And without that information, I don't feel like I can answer it. 50-50.
50-50. All right.
I will be very sad if he leaves. You better be sweet to me that day because I'm going to be in fetal position with a fuzzy blanket and just like not happy. I love him. And he is the most naturally gifted quarterback I think we've ever had. And we just blew it with him last year. And I don't know if I can forgive us for that.
I know you did. I will. I'll be very sympathetic. Haven't I been good today?
For you, yeah. For you. Yes. I do really accept flowers, bourbon, great tickets to sports events. I don't want nosebleed tickets. I need to be like in club or
I know.
Close.
Oh, I mean, you're a VIPer. I mean, we all know that. You don't nobody puts our gin behind the VIP lot. Come on.
Thank you. I can't do it. I'm just going to stay home and watch it on TV if I can't be all close and see like the beads of sweat on the athletes and stuff. I need all of that.
100%. I get it. All right. Well, if you lose Sellers, we'll send something your way. Something will happen. Yeah.
What's something?
Well, no, I have to think about it. Something that'll put a smile on your face. How's that?
Okay. I'm serious. Like that's going to make me distraught. That and Dylan Stewart if he leaves.
Oh, I didn't think about that one. Yeah. Ooh.
And I think odds are better that he leaves than.
What year is he?
Is he going to be a junior? Is that right?
Going to be a junior. So he's still got one more year. He can't be drafted yet. That's what I was wondering. Okay.
I think I should know that, but this is what's happened when I've gotten so upset with our team. I've detached to protect my sanity, and I've just kind of stopped investing as much mental energy in it and try to convinced myself that the source of happiness should not be other people's performances. And then
I know, but that's what we're slaves to as sports fans.
Mm-hmm.
So there
last
you
year
go.
was really good to me. I won fantasy football championship. The Washington was great, beyond expectation. Gamecocks exceeded expectation. It was a really good year for me. This year, not so much.
This year, not so much. I mean, this is like, this is like when you were with Tennessee guy. This was Tennessee guy year.
Oh, you get all that away with that.
You got all that crappy orange around. It's just not going to work out. That's what this year's been. Crappy orange. That's what this year's been for you. Redskins aren't good.
You're not wrong.
Clemson comes down and dominates you on your home field.
I've had a really good year at work, though. So, see, I'm going to live in my own success that I can control. My performance has
for me. It has. You've been outstanding, and you had a chance to win. You see, and now you're probably going to win our picks again. There you go. So that's make you happy. Prometheus says, Jen, don't distract Signetti too much. He needs to be focused on tomorrow night.
I don't have his digits yet, so
too late for that.
I can't communicate. I could try to. I doubt he's on Instagram. I could try to get in his DM.
Does he just kind of shut you down as you get toward game week? He probably just left and you haven't heard from him, right? He's all about business. That's one of the things that attracts you to him.
I like that I like men who are getting things done.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't mind that at all. He's just like, Jen,
mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about you? It's time to go win a championship. You're like,
I would
know,
like
sweetheart.
that. I don't need all the sappy. I don't like all the sappy stuff. I don't need that anyway. So that would be great for me.
Exactly. All right. Well, listen, great stuff. And hope you start feeling better soon. Enjoy the games tomorrow. You'll still watch, right? You'll still enjoy.
Of course.
College football. Yeah.
Of course. I'm sucked in. I can't stop.
I know. So. I know. And you don't have to worry about any more games this year. I mean, seriously, it's like now you can just kind of watch and be a fan.
That's true. We have auditions tomorrow, so I have to work for recruiting, and I will be doing that. But after it's work, it's for real work. But after that, I'll be able to check in as a fan. That'll be fun.
Okay. All right. Well, be safe, and thanks for forgiving me. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna give a sad go Cox.
There we go. And you take care. You notice how I didn't even say hold that tiger? Notice how I didn't do any of that today? See? I am sympathetic. I can be that guy.
I think it's time to log off.
All right. Enjoy your weekend.
Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Be safe. All right. Be good. Bye. Jen the Gamecock Girl. Thanks, everybody. I know we're over today, but why not? We're all delayed anyway. I got to get out here and shovel. I'm delaying the shoveling. But thanks for a great week. A lot of fun. Thanks to our guest today, Will Stewart from Tech Sideline. Check out all the stuff. If you want to find out what's going on, just follow the guys at Tech Sideline. Thanks to Mike Asher. That was fun, man, seeing Mike's cave. That was cool. We'll get the other half some other time. That's some great nostalgia, some great sports history there. And it takes you more inside about why Mike is who he is. Just unbelievable. And then Jen speaks for herself. Thanks, everybody. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Subscribe, like, and share the channel. Encourage your friends. Remind them it's free. Hope everybody is safe this morning. Hope you get dug out okay. Prometheus, good for you, brother. I saw you dug out already. That's awesome. Good stuff. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Family Fencing, sponsor of our studio, 540-200-8294. McClellan Chiropractic, Mark Hundley, right off of Peppers Ferry Road over in Christiansburg. Travis Williams, Professional Incorporated. He sponsors our text line, 38 years in business. Thanks to him. Thanks to Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment, the presenting sponsor of this program. Thank you so much, Jonathan and Tim and the whole crew. Charles Lee and Little River Heating and Air, 540-553-2971. The attorney Ryan Pry, BDST fan question of the week. 65% of you say Duke's going to win tomorrow night. National Bank, member FDIC, the exclusive banking partner of BDST here on YouTube. And the Ready Set Fund. Thank you, Bob, Chris, reach out to him, readysetfund.com, to help raise money for your team, organization, or private event, or whatever it might be. Thanks to Lawson's Mobile Home Supply. Thanks to the NRV Super Bowl. Thanks to Brandon at Top Shelf. Thanks to Harvey's GM in Radford. And thank you, the best audience now from radio onto YouTube. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the games, and we'll be back Monday to talk about all of it. Stay safe. Be good. Be proud. We will see you